Hey, what's up guys? This is Johnny back here again. And in this video, I just want to give you a quick introduction to blogging. And so I'm going to talk about a couple of reasons why you should have your own blog and also some advice for content and how to get up and running quickly. All right, so welcome to this video where I am going to introduce blogging. Now, blogging has really come a long way in the last couple of years, really as far as somebody like you getting up and running quickly, right? While setting up your own blog the right way does still take some work, there are tools out there now that make this process super simple. And so, if you're willing to learn a couple of new skills, you can have your very own blog that looks just like mine up and running pretty quickly. 10 years ago, you would have had to know HTML, right? And you would have had to actually code your website from scratch. But now you can do this with very little computer skills. I really don't know any HTML at all, right? And I've got a fully functional blog that brings in leads and sales all day long, and you can too. So in today's lesson, we're actually going to set up your blog from complete scratch. So, I'm going to show you how to set up your autoresponder so that way you can start collecting leads. I'm going to help you set up your hosting and buying your domain and how to really hook all these things up together so that way it all works together. So why do you actually need a blog? Well, your blog is going to end up being kind of like your online office, right? It's like the central hub of your business, or really any online business, any internet-based business. So, it's going to be there to generate leads for you. It's going to make sales for you, and it's going to allow you to really connect with your audience, right, and your potential customers. So these people are going to get to know you from the content that you put out on your blog. So basically, a blog is an investment when it really comes down to it. When you set everything up right and you take care of that blog, it becomes a very powerful long-term asset. And the content that you put out on your blog, that stuff is out there forever, right, for people to find. And so in the long run, it's going to start to generate leads and sales, basically an automatic pilot, versus, let's say, an email list. When you send an email to your list, or even if you post something on Facebook, that might make you money or get you leads right then and there, right? But a couple of days later, that email or that Facebook post completely quits working for you. But with a blog, you put a piece of content out there, say like a written article or a video, it's going to be out there forever, right? It's going to be out there floating around in cyberspace, just waiting to be found. And so that piece of content can make money for you over and over and over again, even while you sleep. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to research your target market. You're going to need to learn their struggles, right? And their hang-ups, and really find out what kinds of questions are they asking. And then you go out there and you learn those things. Learn those things for yourself, right? You learn those things, you apply them to your own life and to your own business, and then you teach it to others using your blog. So what this is going to do is it's really going to brand you as an authority in your niche. People are going to start to view you as a thought leader, right? They're going to start to look to you for answers to their questions. And this really puts you in a very powerful position. So if you think about it, people are going to see you as an expert, right? Because you are the person with your very own website, right? And, you're putting out content that entertains people or teaches them valuable skills that they're looking to learn, skills that they can really potentially touch people's lives, right? And that's really, really rewarding. So when you start to build a loyal following using blogging, these people are going to become very engaged with your content, and they're going to come back over and over again. And when you build this type of trust, and the time comes when you're actually selling something, your following, your readers, the people that come to visit your blog are going to trust your opinion, and they're just going to buy whatever you tell them to buy, right? Whatever you recommend. So me personally, I've spent a lot of money learning the skill of blogging, and my goal for this bootcamp training is really to just pass that knowledge on to you, right? And hopefully you're going to take that knowledge and really put it to good use and just apply it to your business and make something happen for yourself. So, as I was learning these skills, there is one thing that I've learned in one of the courses that it just always sticks out in my mind, and that is version 1.0 is infinitely better than version 0.0, right? So what this means is that you just have to take action. right now. You have to do it right now. You have to just stop just waiting for everything to be perfect, right? You have to stop waiting for all the stars to align in your favor, because that's just never ever going to happen. Just start creating content right now and just start putting it out there. Even if your blog is, it's not the prettiest thing in your opinion, right? That doesn't matter at all, because you can always tweak things along the way. The most important thing for you is to just get started with content creation. Because when you create content, that stuff's going to be out there forever, like I said, right? And as you start to create more and more content consistently over a long period of time, your blog is going to start to grow into this massive powerhouse of a website. So, it's like riding a bike. You can read all the books in the world about riding a bike, right? And you can attend all the webinars about learning how to ride a bike. But unless you actually do it, unless you actually just take action, you are never going to learn how to ride that bike. You have to do it. And, you are going to fall down during that learning process, right? That's a guarantee. You're probably going to scrape up your knee along the way, but you just have to suck it up, right? And you have to get back on that bike if you really want to learn how to ride it. The only way to really learn it and really become good at it is to practice. And that's how you develop and hone the skills. And that's really what this business is about too. You have to really expect that you're going to make mistakes along the way, because it is going to happen. But you cannot let those mistakes stop you. You can't let them hold you back. When you make a mistake, now you've learned what not to do, right? So you just learn from your mistakes and you just fail your way forward. So, this is really the key to getting up and running quickly, right? You just have to do it. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Just do it right now. So, even if you're not happy with the design of your website yet, or the color scheme, that's okay. It doesn't matter. Just get that valuable content out there, because the sooner you do it, the sooner you're going to have people finding it, and the sooner you're going to start to make money, which is really what this is all about, right? So in the beginning, it's going to be very important to not be too addicted to the outcome. Don't focus too much on, the lack of leads or the lack of sales that you're really getting from your blog, right? It's going to take a little bit of time, right? It's going to take a little while before Google starts to actually trust your website enough to serve your content to their users. But as you remain consistent and as you keep on putting awesome content out there, you're going to slowly start to get organic traffic from the search engines like Google and Yahoo and all these search engines. And these people are going to get to know you, right? Over time, they're going to get to know you and like you. And eventually they're going to get to trust you enough to buy your stuff or join your business. In the beginning, it's just very important to really establish that habit of blogging consistently. Learn to love the process, right? And not be too addicted to the immediate outcome, because blogging is really a long-term strategy. So as you eventually start to get leads and you start to really build your email list, you should send those email lists, or send the people on your email list, send them to your new content, right? Send them to your blog. It's a way for them to get to know you, and you can build a relationship with your email list this way. And also, when Google starts to see that you're getting traffic from somewhere, right? And those people are starting to comment on your content, and they're starting to share your content. Google is going to determine that your content is good stuff, and they're going to start to serve it to their users, right? And over time, you're going to start to see an exponential growth in your traffic. So as far as content ideas, just don't overcomplicate it. I get content ideas every single day from all around me, right? When I attend a webinar to grow my skills for this business, or when I read books to grow my skills or to get motivation, when I go through courses that I've bought, or when I attend, any live event, I'm always learning something new. And I can teach those things that I learn every single day on my blog, right? So, I literally have an endless stream of content coming to me every single day, because I'm always learning something new. And you should be doing the very same thing if you're serious, not just about your business, but making forward progress in life. And, a pretty powerful tip that I also just want to throw out there is that people love lists. So, if you're reading somebody else's blog post, or you're reading a book or watching a webinar, and you come across a list of something like, say, 5 tips to get leads, or 7 ways to improve your health, that is basically a done for you blog post, right? People love that stuff. Now, just to be very clear, I am not talking about plagiarism. don't ever copy somebody else's content word for word, right? Because that's going to get you in trouble, and you really don't want that. But you can definitely model your content off of somebody else's, and you can put their content into your own words, right? Put your own spin on it and your own experiences into that content. The first thing that we're going to get started with is getting hosting, getting your domain name, and installing WordPress. But there's just a couple of quick things that I want to cover first. Now, one of the questions that I get asked a lot is, Johnny, why can't I just use, a free blogging platform like Blogger or Wix or Squarespace? And so what you need to understand is that you're going to be building a real business here, right? You need to really set aside your own piece of online real estate, your very own corner on the internet. And there's a couple of reasons for this. Number one, you have to think about the message that it sends to your potential customer, right? What's going to look more professional? http://www.janefaber.blogspot.com or janefaber.com. Definitely the second one, right? It's going to let your customers know that, you're serious. You are a serious business owner and you know what you're talking about, and you're coming from a place of authority and knowledge. The second reason is that you can control your own content, right? When you use a free blogging platform, you don't really own your blog. The owners of that platform can really shut your website down anytime they want to if, maybe they don't agree with what your content says. And some of these platforms don't even allow you to link to an opt-in page. And so you're not even going to be able to collect leads. And getting leads and sales from your website is really the main objective here, right? It's how you're going to make money. So you have to keep in mind, you're building a real business here, right? And so just like with any other business, there are going to be some expenses. There's going to be some tools that you need to actually build your brand and to actually build a real business that makes you money. The only difference between this business and any other type of traditional brick and mortar business is that our expenses are just going to be absolutely tiny. A traditional business requires thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started. And so, I just want to lay it all down here. I want to explain to you exactly what your monthly expenses are going to be, so that way you know exactly what you're getting into and you know what you'll have to budget for. Now, I've said it before, I believe in keeping costs down. I believe in building a very lean business, so that way you don't have to stress about the money and you can just focus on getting leads, getting sales, and just making money and building your business. So here's exactly what your monthly expenses are going to be. You're going to need website hosting, you're going to need a domain, and an autoresponder. So an autoresponder is basically a database where you're going to store the email addresses of the leads that you get from your blog. So I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, it is going to. We're going to cover that later on in this bootcamp. And you can also use this autoresponder to very easily send an email to every single subscriber that you have. So as your business grows, and let's say, 5 years down the road, you've got a list of like 10,000 people. Well, you can use your autoresponder service to send out an email, and that email is going to go out to every one of those 10,000 people. So this is a very crucial and critical tool that you absolutely need to have in your business. It's absolutely necessary. And so you want to make sure that you really use the right one, the right service. And the one that I'm going to recommend is going to run you $20 a month. And then you're going to need hosting, and that's going to cost you under $4 a month. And the domain name is going to be around $10 a year. So your monthly expenses are going to end up being like $25 a month. Now, if you're using my training to build an MLM business, maybe you're selling your own products, or maybe you're an affiliate for something else. This is going to work for you either way. It doesn't matter. But if you are in MLM, network marketing, then you know that your auto ship alone costs you 10 times the monthly cost of these tools, right? So $25 a month is really a very small price to pay for a business that you can run from your home computer. Now, I don't know whether you've had a chance to really look around my blog, my own personal website, but this is what the finished product is going to look like once we're done. We are going to create your website to look exactly like mine. And, if you do want to customize things down the road to kind of personalize things, just add your own feel to it, that is perfectly fine. But I would recommend that for now, just follow the steps that I'm going to take you through. So with all that being said, let's get into the setup process. So the very first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get your web hosting set up. Now, a web host is basically where your actual files are going to be stored, right? The files that make up your website. It's going to be like your, basically like your hard drive on the internet. So any blog articles that you write, any images that you put up on your website, these are all going to be stored with your hosting provider. And it's what's going to make it possible for people all over the world to actually see your website. Now, I've used a couple of different web hosts in the past, and Bluehost for me has been the most reliable by far. Their technical support is absolutely awesome. And I've found that if you ever have any type of issue with your site, all you have to do is you just call them up and they'll walk you through exactly how to fix whatever it is that's happening. So what you're going to need to do is go ahead and click the link below this video, and that's going to take you to the Bluehost sign up page. And then we're just going to go and click on Get Started Now. Now, when you're just getting started, you don't really need these more advanced packages over here. Basically, all you need for now is just this $3.95 a month package. So let's go ahead and select that package. Now, on this page is where you're going to choose your domain name. One of the best things about Bluehost is that they actually include a domain name for completely free when you go with their hosting. And, you know, this is very important to me because it makes setup very simple, right? You don't have to worry about pointing name servers and getting a domain from a different vendor and all that kind of techie stuff. And that was very good for me personally because when I first started out, I didn't know much at all. And really, I still don't when it comes to all the technical knowledge, right? And you don't need to know that kind of stuff either in order to build an online business. I just know what I need to know. And so if I can do this business, then you definitely can too. So let's go ahead and fill this out. Now, I would recommend using your own name because that's really going to serve to brand you as an authority and a thought leader online. Now, you may need to try a couple of different variations and things until you actually find one that's not taken, right? Like for myself, johnnyfriesen.com was already taken, and so I ended up going with meetjohnnyfriesen.com. So for this demonstration, I am going to use my personal name, but since I already know that johnnyfriesen.com is taken, I think I am going to try .net. We'll see if that one's taken. Let's put my name in here. And hit next. All right, so it looks like that one was actually available. And so now we're going to go ahead and fill out the information on this page here. Now, you're going to have a couple of options here as far as your account plan goes. And personally, I would just go with the this $3.95 a month one right here. You know, for now, you really don't need anything more than that. And there's going to be a couple more options down here. Personally, I don't think that you need any of it for now. You know, once your business starts to grow and you've got a fair number of people coming to your website and you're actually starting to make some money, then I would recommend getting some of this upgraded security. But for now, you should be just perfectly fine like this. So then you are going to fill out your billing information down here, agree to the terms of service, and hit submit. And so once you're all set up, then Bluehost is actually going to send you an email with your login information, and then you can go ahead and log into your back office inside of Bluehost. So let's just go and log into my own account here. I'm going to hit log in. So once you're all logged in, it's you're going to be taken to a page that looks something like this. And you're going to see a whole bunch of fancy looking icons and options. And it might look a little bit overwhelming at first, but you don't need any of it, especially if you're, you know, a non-techie like I am. You are never going to need to worry about any of this fancy techie stuff. Your next step is actually going to be to click on website up on the top bar here. And that is going to take you to a page that is going to look like this. And so this is where we're actually going to install WordPress, which is going to be our actual blogging platform. So let's go ahead and click on Install Now under WordPress here. And then you're going to choose which domain you want to install WordPress on. Now, you're obviously only going to have one to choose from here probably, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use agreeneffect.com. And then we are going to click on Next. And so here you're just going to choose your site name or title. And so I'm just going to enter my name for now. My email address. My admin username. We'll just do my first name and your password. And then we're going to go ahead and click Next. And so once this is done installing, then you should be getting another email from WordPress with your login information. So once this is done, then I'm going to go and check my email and grab that information. And there it is. So now let's just go and check out our brand new website here. So we're going to go and click on Admin Login. And then this here is going to be the login information that you use to log into the back office of your website. That, enter my password. I'm going to hit Remember Me, and we're going to log into here. And so for the future, when you want to log into the back office of your blog here, all you have to do is type in your web address up here, so www.yourname.com/wp-admin. And that's going to take you to this back office right here. So once you are also logged into the back office of your website, then you're going to see a whole bunch of options on the left-hand side here. So Bluehost, Jetpack, Dashboard, Posts, Media, Pages, Comments, WP Forms, Appearance, Plugins, Users, Tools, Settings, Insights, and Collapse Menu. And so in the next couple of tutorials, we're going to actually start going through some of this stuff and get you all set up and customized. So in this video, we are actually going to install a theme onto your new website. So we're moving along now, and your website is going to start to look like something real and professional soon, right? So in the last video, we did the first couple of steps of starting your new blog. And so we went and set up your hosting, we got your domain name, and we installed WordPress. And so now we're really ready to start making things look fancy. And the first step in doing that is to install a premium theme. And so my highest recommendation for a theme is going to be Divi. Now, if you're completely tapped for cash and you literally cannot invest another dime, you can use a free theme, and I'm going to show you a couple of the free themes in this video. But what you need to understand about the free themes is that a lot of them are very limited, right? They aren't all coded very well, and some of them are very difficult to use and to customize, and you just don't get a whole lot of options for really customizing things to make them look and feel the way that you want. One of the big reasons that some of these free themes are even available at all is that they actually have links that the developers are going to put into the footers of the themes, right? And so those links actually act as backlinks to their own website and helps them with search engine optimization. But for me personally, I don't want any links on my website pointing to something that I don't truly endorse and believe in, right? The other problem is that they don't necessarily keep the themes updated to properly integrate with WordPress and their constant, security updates and things like that. So some of the free themes don't really function all that well. So to actually change your theme, you want to go to Appearance right here, and then click on Themes. And from there, you can see that there's going to be a couple of default themes to choose from here. And these are actually built or endorsed by WordPress. And so some of these are actually going to be fairly good looking, and their functionality is going to be quite good as well. And so if you are just starting out and you are brand new and you literally have nothing to invest just yet, and you are going to go with one of these free themes, that's what you do decide, then I would definitely suggest that you go with one of these 3 themes right here. And these are going to be pretty flexible. With that being said, I would still highly recommend that you go with a premium theme, and preferably Divi. Divi is written by some extremely skilled coders, and it's constantly updated. It's very user-friendly, and I think it's probably the easiest theme to use out there. It's the easiest theme to use that I've ever personally had, that I've personally used. Plus, there's the fact that if you do use Divi, it's going to be a lot easier for you to really follow along with this tutorial, right, in this bootcamp. So in order to get Divi, you can just click the link below this video or head over to elegantthemes.com. Now, Elegant Themes does have a lot to choose from, right? They've got 87 different themes that you can use, but we're going to go ahead and use Divi for this one. One thing that I found too is that the Elegant Themes support staff is very helpful as well, right? And they're very knowledgeable, and they're always more than willing to help you sort through any issues that you might be having with one of their themes. The other thing is that they're keeping up with technology, right? Their themes are all very mobile friendly, and they seem to work very well as far as search engine optimization goes. The search engines seem to really like any of these Elegant themes, especially Divi. So when you head over to elegantthemes.com, you want to click on Plans and Pricing. So here, you've got a couple of options to choose from. Now, for me, I would just recommend that you go with the personal plan right here. It's really all you're going to need for now. And the main difference is going to be that you're not going to get access to all their fancy plugins. You do have the lifetime access option right here, which you're going to pay $249 one time, and that gets you access to everything, right? And it's only one payment. So that way you don't have to worry about it ever again, right? You've got all the support and everything that they offer in that plan. But for this video, we are going to go with a personal plan right here. So just click on Sign Up Today, and then go ahead and agree to the terms and conditions. We're going to fill out all of our information here. Just click on Next Step and go ahead and finish the transaction. And so once you have that all done, then just go and log into the members area and then come back to this video. All right, so now that we're in the members area, just go and scroll down past the welcome message here and past the plugins, and then you're going to find that the Divi theme is right at the very top. Now, this might change from time to time, but Divi is by far the most popular theme that Elegant Themes offers, and so I suspect that it's going to be at the top for a long time. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on the download button, and you can also go and you can preview the theme to just so that way you can kind of see the potential, right? And you can see some of the cool stuff that you can do with this theme. And I am pretty sure that it's going to be able to do just everything that you're ever going to need. I know for me personally, it's by far the very best theme I've ever used. And so it's what I recommend to anybody that I talk to about this business. So if you go back to the Elegant Themes page and click on Download. Now, you're going to come up with a couple of options here. And so what you're going to do is you're going to download the current one. Now, where this is going to download to is probably going to depend on which browser you're using. For me, I'm using Chrome, and so it's going to end up going to my Downloads folder. So I'm just going to take and move that Divi file over to my desktop, so that way it's going to be easier to find later on. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your WordPress website. So if you are in Appearance and Themes, then you're going to click on Upload. And then click on Upload Theme, choose File, and then find your Divi theme and select it. and then click on Install Now. Now, once it's installed, be sure to click on the Activate button right here. I know the first time that I installed the theme, I completely forgot to do this step, and then I couldn't figure out why the heck nothing changed. My website still looked the exact same as before. So, I mean, it just goes to show that you really don't need to be a rocket scientist to do this business, right? If I can do it, then you definitely can too. Now, right here, it says that your site is currently displaying a coming soon page. So what you want to do is you want to click right here, and that's going to make your site live. So that way you can go ahead and see what it actually looks like. So let's go and check it out. And there it is. Now, you can see that it looks pretty plain, right? It's just a blank old Divi theme, but now we're really ready to start just making things look pretty and start doing some customization. So in this video, we are going to install all of the absolute necessary plugins that you're going to need for your WordPress blog. So the first plugin that we're going to install is called Yoast SEO. Now, what this plugin is going to do is it's going to help you to make sure that your content is going to be formatted in such a way that's going to attract the search engines like Google and Bing, right? So basically, it's going to help you to make sure that your website is going to show up in Google when people are searching for the type of content that you're publishing on your website. So what we're going to do is we are going to hover over plugins right here and click on Add New. And then we're just going to do a search for Yoast SEO. And this is the one right here. So click on Install Now. And click on Activate. So once you've got that installed and activated, you should have a new option here in your sidebar called SEO. So we're going to go and hover on that and then click on Dashboard. So honestly, the default settings here are going to be pretty much exactly what you need for now, and so you're not really going to have to change any of this stuff here right now. Later on, when we get into using the posts and the pages, then I'm going to explain a little bit more about how this plugin works and how you can use it to really benefit you. But for now, there's just one thing that we need to do before moving on to the next plugin. Actually, before we move on to that, we are going to click on right here, go to your reading settings. It says here you're blocking access to robots, and so this is prohibiting the search engines from finding your website right now. So we're just going to go ahead and click on there, and then we're going to uncheck search engine visibility right here and save changes. Perfect. So we'll go back to SEO and dashboard. So what we're going to do now is we are going to get our site certified by Google. Now, if you don't already have a Google account, then you're going to have to create one now. So just go ahead and pause this video, create your account with Google, and then come back to this. If you already do have like a Gmail account, like a Gmail email address, then just go ahead and sign into that email address, and then that'll get you access to exactly what you need. So once you're all signed into Google, then you're going to want to go to google.com/webmasters. And then we're going to click on Search Console. And then we're going to add a property. So what you want to do here is you want to type in the full website address of your new WordPress blog. So for our demonstration here, agreeneffect.com. I'm going to add that. And then we are going to click on alternate methods and HTML tag. We'll click that. And so what you want to do is you want to copy this portion of this code right here in between these quotation marks. It's not going to let me do that there. So let's try that. So just that portion right there, we're going to copy that text, and we're going to go back to your blog here, and under the Yoast SEO settings, we're going to click on Webmaster Tools. And then in Google Search Console, we're just going to paste that code right into there. And then we're going to save the changes. And so what this is going to do is it's going to add that code that you just pasted into there. It's going to add that code into the header of your blog. And so that's going to help Google to recognize that this is a valid website. It's basically registering your website with Google's database. So then we're going to go back to Google right here, and we're going to click on Verify. And that's it. Your site is successfully verified by Google. So we'll just click on Continue right there. And that is it. So now we are ready to move on to the next plugin. All right, so the next plugin that we're going to install is called SlimStat Analytics. So we're going to go back to Plugins and Add New. And then we are just going to search for WP SlimStat. And this is the guy right here. So click on Install Now. And then we'll go ahead and activate it. And so now if you go over to your dashboard over here, and you scroll on down here, you're going to be able to see the traffic that's been coming into your website. Now, this data here, it's all empty, right? Because it's a brand new site. Obviously nobody's found it yet, and I haven't got any visitors coming to the site yet. But when you start getting traffic, this is going to start to become populated. And so what SlimStat Analytics does is it tells you how many visitors are coming to your website, and it tells you which pages they're seeing. So by that, you can see which pages are popular, what kind of content is it that people like. It'll tell you people that are currently online, currently on your website. It'll tell you the top web pages, so the pages on your site that people visit the most. It'll tell you the top referring domains, and the top known visitors, top search terms. So what are people actually typing into Google to find your site? And it'll tell you which countries the people are in that are viewing your site, and the top referring URLs. So if people are finding your site by Google, it'll tell you here, or if maybe they're finding it through Facebook. So you're going to get all this information. Now, the reason that I like WP SlimStat Analytics better than Google Analytics is basically because it's a lot simpler to use, right? There's not a whole lot of setup required. And so for somebody that's just getting started, somebody that's not really an advanced web developer, and maybe you're not getting hundreds of thousands of visitors to your site yet, right? This is all that you're going to need. It gives you a whole pile of information, and it's a lot simpler to use, and the setup is so easy. You just install the plugin and it's good to go. There are settings that you can change in here if you want to customize some certain things, but I wouldn't worry about it. The default settings for this plugin are going to be all that you're going to need, and it's so much simpler to set up than Google Analytics. So with that being said, the next plugin that we are going to install is called WP Super Cache. And so what this plugin is basically going to do is it's just going to make your website faster. That's it. There's all kinds of fancy settings inside of this plugin, but you really don't need to have to understand any of them. You're not going to really have to change a whole lot. The only thing that you need to know is it's going to make your website faster. And so it's going to make the user experience better so that when people come to your website, it's going to load quickly, and they're going to like that. They're going to probably stick around, because if you think about it, you go to a website that loads super, super slow, you're probably just going to go back, right, and find a different website to read or check out. And the other thing too is that search engines love websites that are fast, because again, it increases the user experience, and that's really what Google wants. Google wants to provide the very best user experience that they can for the people that use their search engine. So let's go ahead and add that plugin. So we're going to do a search for WP Super Cache. And we're going to click on Install Now. And activate. All right, so we're just going to have a look at some of the settings here just to make sure that it's actually turned on. So you want to hover your mouse over Settings in your sidebar here and click on WP Super Cache. And so the first thing that we need to do is we need to turn caching on. And then we're going to update, save the changes. And then we're going to go to Advanced. There's a couple of things that I think we may need to change in here. No, I think that looks good. And if you don't know what any of this stuff means, don't worry about it. I really don't know either. And so really, the default settings are going to help your site perform really, really well. So you're really not going to have to change anything else. So the next one that we are going to install is called Super Socializer. And so we will go back to Plugins here and click on Add New once again. And search Super Socializer. And this guy right here, I believe this is the one. Yeah, so click on Install Now. And activate. And so now in your sidebar here, you're going to see Super Socializer right there. And so for now, we are not going to do anything with this at all. We'll deal more with this later on as we start building our site, start building some pages and doing some posts and stuff. But for now, as long as you've got it installed, then that's good enough for the time being. So we have two more plugins to go, and they both have to do with making your website fast. So again, it's good for user experience and it's good for your ranking. So your search engines, Google, Yahoo, Bing, they're going to love your website if it's fast. And so there's two more plugins that we need to install for that. So let's go back to plugins over here and click on Add New. So the first one that we are going to install is called Lazy Load. So the one that you want to install is called BJ Lazy Load. That's the one I use and it works really well. So we'll click on Install Now. And activate. So what this plugin is going to do is when somebody comes to your website, normally what happens is the whole page is downloaded right from top to bottom. And so that can cause it to take a little bit more time to for that page to actually show up on that user's computer screen or phone or tablet or whatever it is that they're using. And so what Lazy Load does is it only loads the portion of the website that can actually be seen by the viewer. So it happens a lot faster, right? The website appears to load a lot quicker. And so once that's loaded, then it'll start to load the stuff underneath, the parts that people aren't seeing yet. And so this is just going to make a big difference for your load time, and you're going to find that people stick around your website a lot longer because people are impatient, right? They don't feel like waiting 10 seconds for a website to load. That's why we have high-speed internet. We don't need to do that anymore. So let's just head over to Settings and BJ Lazy Load. So in these settings here, basically all that you want to do is you just want to make sure that all these yeses are checked over here. So that looks good. So we are good to go there. That's all the setup that's required for that one. So the next one that we're going to do, let's go back to plugins, add new. Last one, guys. This is all we have left. So this one is called WP Smush. So we'll just go and search for that. So the one that we're going to use is this one right here, Smush Image Compression and Optimization. So we'll click on Install Now. So what this is going to do is it's going to compress all of your images that you load onto your website. A lot of times when you upload an image to use on your blog, it's going to end up being a pretty big file size, right? It can be up to 1, 2, even 3 megabytes. And so what this plugin is going to do is it's going to compress it. And so it's going to really help to load those images a lot faster. And especially when people are on their cell phones, their mobile phones, they're on a small screen, right? They don't need to see this super high quality 1080p HD image, right? They're on a small screen. And not to mention the fact that a lot of people are on limited data plans, right? And so really you're doing your users a favor too. You're saving them money by using this plugin. So let's head over to under media right here. You're going to see WP Smush is a new option under there. So we're going to go down to settings right here. And just make sure that automatically smush my images on upload is actually enabled over here. So we'll just make sure that's enabled, and we'll update settings, and that is it for that one as well. So that is it, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. We've now got all of our absolutely necessary plugins installed, and the best part about it is that they're all completely free, right? So the price was right. Now, in the next video, we are going to install some of the optional plugins that I like to use on my blog. And if you're following along in my bootcamp training and you want to really create your website to look exactly like mine, then you're going to be better off if you just go ahead and install all of the optional plugins as well. Now, I think it's important to not go too wild and crazy with plugins, right? Because some plugins will actually slow down your site's loading time too. And so I like to kind of keep my plugins down to a bare minimum, just enough to get the functionality and the look and the performance that I want. Now, in this video, we are going to install some optional plugins, which I would very highly recommend, especially if you're following along in my bootcamp training and you want to create your website to look exactly like mine. So the first plugin that we're going to install is called Pretty Link. Now, what Pretty Link does is it allows you to make any link basically go through your website, through your web domain. So I'm just going to show you an example here. So this site right here, this is one of the products that I sell, one of the opportunities that I sell. And so in order for me to get credit for the sale has to be made through somebody who clicks on this exact link. And this link is tracked to me. But the problem is that when I share this link with somebody, it's not very attractive, right? It's not branded to me, and also it's very difficult to remember because in order for me to get credit for the sale, it has to be this exact link with this number and everything in here. And so what I do is I use Pretty Link to clean up the links. So what you can do is you can make a messy looking link like this look much more attractive and much more easier to remember. And so as an example, my pretty link for that particular affiliate link is meetjohnnyfriesen.com/my top tier business. Much easier to remember, right? And much more attractive. It looks much more professional because it's going through my website, just like all of my other links. And so when I send somebody, as an example, if I would send this link to somebody through an email, this looks much more enticing and much more attractive and much more trustworthy than just a messy link like this. So if we actually go and visit this link, you'll see that it actually redirects to my affiliate link right here. And that's what Pretty Link allows you to do. And in addition to the benefits that I kind of mentioned already, it has actual SEO benefits as well, search engine optimization benefits, because people who end up clicking on your affiliate link are actually going through your website, right, through your domain. And that's going to give you, Google is going to like that. Google likes seeing lots of visitors coming to your website. And when they see a lot of people visiting your domain, they're going to start to bump up your rankings in order to bring more people to your site. Because if they see that a lot of people are already coming to your site, then they deem that it has to be good stuff, right? So let's go ahead and actually install this plugin onto your blog. So we'll head over to the dashboard, and then we will go to plugins and add new. Now, there is a pro version, a paid version of PrettyLink, but they also have a free version, and the free version is all I have. It really does everything that you need it to do. All right, so we're going to search for PrettyLink. PrettyLink Lite. This is the free one. This is what you want. So we're going to go ahead and install that. And activate. So now we're actually going to go and create a PrettyLink just so that basically you can kind of see how it works. So let's go and find my messy affiliate link there again. So if I take this link and copy it, and then we're going to go into PrettyLink here, and we are going to actually add a new PrettyLink. So we're going to click on right here, create one. And what I'm going to do is I am going to make it a 301 permanent redirect. Now the target URL, this is the URL that the user is going to end up visiting, which is my affiliate link right here. And what they're actually going to type in, or the link that you are going to be sharing with people, is your PrettyLink. So this one is going to end up being www.agreeneffect.com/my top tier business. And I'm going to name that my top tier business. And notes, I'm not going to worry about that. Advanced options, you don't really have to worry about that either unless you start to really create a lot of PrettyLinks and you want to actually organize them into groups. You can create groups here and just keep all your links kind of organized. So what we're going to do is we're just going to create this link and then we're going to try it out just to show you how it works. So now if we go to
where you invest just $7 today
agreeneffect.com/my top tier business. And there you go. It redirects right to my affiliate link. So that is it for that one. Now, the next one that we're going to install is called Easy Facebook Likebox. So we're going to go back to plugins here, add new. And then we'll do a search for Easy Facebook Likebox. All right, so this is the one that we want right here. So we're going to click on Install Now. And activate. So guys, the rest of the plugins that we're going to install in this video we're not going to do anything with them for now. We're not going to mess with the settings. I'm not going to really go into really a deep explanation of all the plugins. What we're going to do is we're just going to install them so that way the plugins are installed on your website. And then as we start to really build your website and start making it look cool and start adding pages and sidebars and menus and stuff like that, that's when we are going to start actually using these plugins. And then you'll get to learn how they work and all that kind of stuff and what they're for. So that's what we're going to do. The next one that we're going to install is called Q2W3 Fixed Widget. So we'll go back to plugins and add new. Q2W3 Fixed Widget. So we'll click on Install Now on that one as well. and activate. And the next one that we are going to install, click on Add New again. The next one's called YouTube Channel Gallery. Now, you may or may not have a YouTube channel right now, and if you don't, that's perfectly fine. That will come yet if you do decide to use video marketing in your business. If you decide not to, that's fine as well. But for now, just stick with me and download this plugin as well. So that is this one right here. So we will go ahead and install that. And click on Activate. And now we have 2 more to go. So the next one that we are going to do is called SumoMe List Builder. This is a pretty cool plugin that I just recently started using, so I'm super excited to actually get into it and show you guys what this is all about. And that's going to be coming in the next couple of videos here. So, SumoMe List Builder. So apparently I cannot find this plugin inside of WordPress here, so we may just have to Google it and actually download it and manually add it to our website. So we'll see if we can find it on Google. That is, yes, this is the one right here. So we're just going to click on download right there. And then that's going to download it into my downloads folder. And then I'm going to move that. I'm going to move that file over to my desktop so that way it's easy for me to find. And then we'll go back to our WordPress website. And we can manually upload a plugin here. Yeah, right there, add plugins. We're going to upload plugin. So then what you do is just scroll down a little ways, click on choose file, and I move that over to my desktop. So we'll find that file, select it, and install now. And then we'll just scroll down to the bottom and click on Activate Plugin. And the next one, the last one that we're going to install is called Optin Skin. Now, Optin Skin is a paid plugin. I think it costs around 20 or 30 bucks. So I'm just gonna go ahead and head over to the sales page here. Now, Optin Skin is an optional plugin. You don't need to have it. What Optin Skin does is it creates sign-up forms on your website, so that way people can actually join your email newsletter, right? That way you can build your list, and that's how you're going to make money, really. And we'll get into more of the details of all this later on. If you do not want to invest the $30 right now, I would highly encourage you that you do. But if you don't want to, if you literally don't have another dime to invest, that's okay. There are other ways that you can do this for free. They're less attractive ways, right? What Optin Skin is going to let you do is it's going to let you create very attractive, very enticing sign-up forms. And that's really going to increase your conversion rate, right? So more people are going to end up signing into those more attractive looking forms. But that being said, there are ways to create these forms for free, and I will show you that as well when we get to the section on Aweber. So we're just going to go ahead and head over to that sales page here. So this is the plugin right here. So you can see it's got a lot of cool features. It integrates with all kinds of different autoresponder services, mainly Aweber, which I think, in my personal opinion, is the best one, and that's what we're going to use. So we're just going to scroll down here and okay, so it's a little more than I thought it was. It's actually $67 for a single website, and unlimited sites is $97. This is the one that I have, but this is really all that you're going to need for now, right? So I already have this plugin. Obviously, I've already bought it, so I have it on my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this plugin to my WordPress website. So if you want to go for this, just click on Add to Cart and go through that transaction, download the file, and then come back to this video, and we will upload that plugin into your website. All right, so we're going to click on Add New Plugin once again, and click on Upload Plugin, and scroll on down and do the same thing again. Choose File. This file, I believe, is in my downloads, so we're just going to find that. That's this guy right here. So we'll install it. And we'll click on Activate Plugin. And that is it, guys. That is all the plugins that you're going to need are now officially installed on your WordPress website. So now we can really start to really dive into the design and starting to create your pages and your menus and all that cool, exciting stuff, right? It's going to start to really look like something now. So in this video, now that we've got all of our plugins finally installed, we're going to be creating our main pages for your blog. So the 4 most important pages that you need to have. But before we actually get started on that, you're probably wondering what all these super intense red and yellow warnings are here. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of those, so that way we can keep on going without having these in our faces here. So the first one here, Super Socializer. Your website visitors will see a pop-up notification only once if their browser is blocking any of the features of the plugin, so that they can change the browser settings to unblock these. You can turn it off by disabling show pop-ups. So we're just going to click OK and get rid of that message. And the next one, thanks for installing upgrading the Easy Facebook Lightbox plugin. If you like this plugin, please consider donation. We're just going to click I have supported already. And WP Super Cache warning. So your server is configured to show files and directories. If you have just installed Super Cache for the first time, you can dismiss this message. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to dismiss that. And allow Monster Insights to track plugin usage. No, we are not going to allow that. And then we'll skip this one for now. Then we're going to get the most out of the WP Forms plugin. We're just going to X that one out of here. And then we've got please configure your Google Analytics settings. Now, it's definitely not a bad thing to do that. We're not going to cover that in this video. If you feel like you want to do that, then you can find piles and piles of tutorials on YouTube on how to take care of that. If you don't want to, then don't worry about it. This message is just going to stay in your face here. So what we're going to do now is we are going to create your first page. We're going to create your About Me page. So we're going to click on or hover over Pages right here, and then click on Add New. And then I'm going to enter my title. I'm just going to call this page About Johnny Friesen. And then it's going to automatically generate this link here. So I'm just going to edit this link here and call it About Me. So after we publish this page, in order to actually get to this page in your browser, you're going to be typing in www.agreeneffect.com/about me. And that's going to take you to this page that we've created here. Now, you may not realize this, but your About Me page is going to end up being the most viewed page on your website. If somebody lands on your site and they're reading a blog post or whatever it might be, and maybe they're kind of intrigued by your content. They're interested and maybe excited about what it is that you're saying, but they're not sure that they can trust you yet, right? That's kind of the natural human reaction, right? We're all kind of guarded, especially, especially in the make money online kind of network marketing space. And so your About Me page is an awesome opportunity for you to start to really connect with your readers. So we're just going to head over here to my main website here, and this is my About Me page here. So you can feel free to read through this and just kind of see what I've done here, and you can feel free to model that and just write your own story. So what you really want to do on this page is to just share your story, right? Be real and be honest and be transparent. Transparency can be a very rare thing to find online. So when you really show people that you're a real, regular person just like them, it's going to start to kind of knock down their barriers, right? People need to know that they can trust you and that your word really means something. Now, I want to stress the honesty part. If you're in the make money online, network marketing kind of space, it can be very tempting sometimes to kind of stretch out your story a little bit, right? There are people out there online who are claiming to just be making a ton of money online, but really they're making nothing. And so you need to understand that the honesty and the integrity that you show in your life is going to be reflected in your business. And so you need to be putting your very best foot forward in all areas of your life. And your About Me page is your chance to show your readers that you are a person of honesty and integrity, that you can be trusted and that you do have their best interests at heart. So if you've never made a single dime online yet, that is okay, right? That's perfectly fine. Then you just share your raw story about what you've learned so far, right? You share your story about the leads that you've got in your business, right? And you can always you can update your About Me page as you start to get results online, as you start to make money in your business, and as you start to learn more and gain new perspectives on business and life. Now, here's the main thing that you have to remember about your About Me page, right? It's not really about you. It's about the reader. The reader wants to know if you can help them. They want to know if they can trust you. And this really applies to all of your content, right? So it's very important to keep that in mind as you're writing your stuff. Now, on my About Me page, I am sharing my story in detail. I'm being pretty raw on this page. I put right up here, I said, warning, I'm sharing my raw story here, uncut and uncensored. I want to be 100% real and transparent so that if you decide to ever join my team, you'll understand that I'm not some marketing guru, just another simple Canadian redneck. I want you to understand who I am and what I stand for. I'll be sharing my faith with you in my story. While I understand that this may turn some people away, it's a huge part of who I am and why I do what I do. So what this is going to do is it's going to attract people to me that are really like me, right? People that have the same beliefs that I do. So the people that I end up working with are people that I really get along with very well, right? Because I'm weeding out the people that are, completely different from me. People that, the people that I end up working with are people that I could be friends with, right? If they lived in my area, I would go out for a beer with them. I would hang out with them. And so that's what my About Me page does for me, is it weeds out the people that just wouldn't be a good fit for my business. So let's go ahead and actually start to just create a page. So I've got some sample text that I'm just going to use to paste into here. So I'm just going to copy that text and paste that into there. And then I'm going to add a picture just so that way you can see how to actually do that, right? So if you've got a picture of yourself or a picture of whatever that you feel like sharing on your About Me page, you can add that. And so we're going to click on Add Media right here, and then we're going to click under the Upload Files tab. We're going to click on Select Files. I'm going to go and click on Pictures and find a picture. So I'm going to add that picture right there. And I'm going to insert into page. So there it is right there. Now you can move this picture to wherever you want in your page. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put it right here for now. And then if you want the text to kind of wrap around the image, right? Because it makes everything look a little more complete. So what you do is when you click on your picture, this little bar comes up right here, and then you just want to click on this one right here, depending on if you want the image to the left of the page or on the right side of the page. So I'm just gonna click on that guy right there. So that looks a lot more complete. I'm going to add a header in here somewhere. Click on heading 2. The main title of your page right here is going to act as your header 1. So I'm going to make header 2. Just like that, and then I'm going to save draft. And then I'm going to actually preview this page and see what it looks like. Right, so there it is. That is it. There's your very first page created, your About Me page. So now we're going to go back here to the editor, and then we're going to click on Publish. And this is going to make the page live. So now that it's published, you can go to www.agreeneffect.com/about me. That is going to be the link for that page, right? So click on enter or press enter. And there it is. It takes you to that page. This page is now live. So the next page that we're going to create is your Contact Me page. Now, this is a very important page as well, because when somebody comes to your website and they can see that you're a real person that they can actually get in touch with, right? That's going to add a whole new level of trust as well. Now, I like to have my actual phone number on my Contact Me page. You might not be comfortable with that, and that's okay. But if you are okay with doing it, I would very highly recommend that you do, because that's going to add a serious level of trust for your readers. Now, understand that most people who see your phone number, they're not going to call you, right? They would much rather just send an email or a message on Facebook. I have got text messages occasionally, but I really don't think that I've ever got a call from somebody out of the blue who just saw my number on my website. So let's go ahead and go back to your back office right here. And we're going to click on Add New. Under Pages, click on Add New. And we're going to call this one Contact Me. And your link here, www.agreeneffect.com/contact me. We're going to keep that as is. And then for this one, we're going to use the Divi Builder. And then we're going to go and click on Use Visual Builder. Now, this is really why I like Divi. Using the Visual Builder is extremely simple. And you'll see what I mean here. So what we're going to do on this page is we are going to click on this green plus button right here, and this is going to add a new row. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to make this a full-size row like that. And now we can add modules. So the first module that I'm going to add is going to be a text module. And I'm going to make that centered. And I'm just going to call this Contact Me. And this one is not going to automatically add a title to the page if you're using the Divi Builder. So I'm going to make this heading 1. And check mark that. And so now click on this plus button, and then you can add another module underneath there. So we're going to add another text module. I'm going to also center this. So the first way that people can contact me is by my email address. So I'm just going to enter my email address into there, which is johnny@ meetjohnnyfriesen.com. I'm going to make this text right here, I'm going to make that bold. And the other way that they can contact me is phone or text. And then I'm going to enter my phone number into there. So that is 1-204-202-8613. And I'm going to make this text bold as well, right there. And click on the check mark right there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another module. So we're going to add a contact form now. Click on that. And so the forms that they're going to have in this contact form is name, email address, and message. So your reader is going to enter their name right here. They're going to enter their email address right here, and they can type their message right there. And under the contact form settings right here, you want to enter your email address right there. So what this is going to do is when somebody enters a message into here and they submit that message is going to be sent to your email address. And this title right here is going to be the subject line of the email address that gets sent over to you, right? So we're just going to make that contact me blog form. And I'm going to leave this alone right here. Enable redirect URL. So if you enable this and your user sends a message, it's going to send them to a different page. So in this case, I'm going to just turn that off. And success message. The message has been sent. I will reply as soon as I possibly can. And we're going to click on the checkbox right there. And so that's basically it for your Contact Me page, right? It's a very simple page. It doesn't take any rocket science to build this. So what you're going to do now is you're going to click on this purple circle right down here, and we're just going to go and click on Publish. And then let's see what that looks like. I'm going to go to agreeneffect.com/contact me. And there it is. Now, the one thing that you're going to notice about using the visual builder to build pages is that this sidebar menu right here isn't going to be there like it is on your About Me page, right? And so using the visual builder, there is a way that you can actually manually add that sidebar into there, but we're not going to go through that in this course. There is quite a lot to actually using Divi. And so if you actually want to learn Divi and the visual builder and all that stuff in detail, Divi has a lot of documentation about that. So I'm going to show you where you can find that. So go ahead and click on Dashboard. And then go down to Divi, and then click on Theme Options. Nope, I'm wrong. It's not there. Let's go to Google. Type in Divi documentation right there. Divi theme documentation. So this here is a very in-depth course of using Divi. So these guys created the Divi theme, right? So these guys are obviously going to know how to use it better than I do. And so if you want to learn this theme in real detail, this is going to be the stuff that you need to go through right here. So we'll just click on this one right here. So this is going to teach you how to use the Divi modules properly. It's going to show you all the Divi modules, how to create them, how to use them, how to customize them. So there's a lot of stuff here. So if you want to take the time to actually learn that in more detail, you can feel free to do that. So the next page that we are actually going to create is our Work With Me page. So we're going to click on Add New again. We're going to call this page Work With Me. Work With Me. Now, this is an important page as well. If somebody's been going through your blog and they've been reading all your articles and maybe watching all your videos, and you've built some trust with your reader and maybe they're interested in actually knowing how they can work with you personally, you can actually use this page as an easy way for them to learn how they can do that. So let's go over to my main website right over here and check out my Work With Me page. Now, on my personal website, on my Work With Me page here, I've got a video explaining to them how they can do that, how they can start working with me. Now, if you're not comfortable with creating videos yet, that's fine. You can write it out in text form too, but video is really a very powerful way to build rapport and to build trust quickly. So I'm going to show you how you can actually easily add a YouTube video if you have one that explains how your potential client can start working with you. So we're going to go back to your Work With Me page over here, and I'm going to go over to YouTube. I'm just going to copy this video URL and head over to YouTube. Hey, welcome here, my friend. This is Johnny here. And so when you get to the video on YouTube that you want to actually embed onto your blog, what you want to do is you scroll down right here and you click on Share. And then you want to click on Embed right here, and this is the code that you're going to need to paste into your page on your blog, so that way your video is going to show up. So what you do is you just copy that code and you go back to your page right here, and then you want to click on Text. Now, the visual editor right here, if you just paste it into here, then this is exactly what's going to show up. They're just going to see this jumble of code, right? So that's not what you want. So you want to click on Text, and this is going to actually, this is where you can enter your HTML and stuff like that. And I don't know anything about HTML. I don't know how to code stuff, but YouTube has this code already pre-made for you. So what you do is you just click and you paste that code into there. And what I'm going to do is I want this video to show up right in the center of the page. So this is about the only HTML code that I know. You want to click, type center right there in these little bracket things right here. And then at the end of that code, do this bracket again. You want to do a backslash and type center again and the other bracket thing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to save the draft. And then we're going to click on preview. And so there it is. There's your video embedded into your website. Now, they need a way to actually be able to click a link, right, to get to my affiliate link, so that way they can start working with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the visual editor right there. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to say click here. Gotta love my typing expertise. Click here to start working with me today. And then I want this click here text to actually be a link. So what you want to do is you want to click on this little button right here, insert edit link, click on that. And this is where you can type in the URL that you want them to visit when they click on this link. So remember back in a couple of videos ago where I told you about Pretty Link, I made my affiliate link into a Pretty Link. So it's easy for me to remember, right? So all I need to do is I need to type in that Pretty Link for my affiliate page. So / my top tier business. And then I click enter, and there it is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on publish, and then this page is going to be live. So let's actually go and check it out. agreeneffect.com / work with me. So there it is. Now they can watch my video to learn about what I have to offer, and then if they're interested, they can click this link right here to start working with me today. So they click on that link. Oh, I just realized that I made a spelling mistake on that Pretty Link. Let's go back right here. I'm going to edit that link. There you go. Enter. Update. And then you can just click on this link right here also to take you to that page. So let's try that. We'll click there. And there you go. It takes me to my affiliate link. And this is where they can join my opportunity and really start working with me personally.
Will you invest just $7 today to potentially change your life?
All right, so the next page that we're going to create is our home page, our main page. This is the page that people are going to see when they come to your website. So in this case, they're going to go to www.agreeneffect.com, and that is, I want them to land on this home page. Now, there's a couple of things that I want you to notice on my homepage right here. The first is the clear call to action. So when somebody comes to my website here and they land on the homepage, the first thing that they're going to see is this line right here. Making money online really can be simple. And if you know anything about the kind of make money online home business space, then you know that most people are confused. They are overwhelmed and they're just being bombarded with too much information. So they're going to see this line and it's going to speak right to them, right? It's going to speak directly to their pain. They're going to go, really? I wonder if it really can be simple. And then they'll see, and you can make it happen with my proven step-by-step plan. And this is pretty enticing, right? So below here, join my free Facebook community today and discover how you can start raking in $1,200 commissions like clockwork. I will share with you exactly what I do in my business, step by step, so that you can start making money online today. And then if they decide to click on this link, that is going to take them to a squeeze page. And we're gonna talk more about squeeze pages later on in this bootcamp. But what a squeeze page is,
what's going on? This is John.
Is it's a one-page website, and the only option that they have, the only thing that they can do on this web page is enter their email address. So this is going to allow me to build my email list, right? And that's really going to be your main objective with your blog. And then we scroll down a little bit further, and they'll see this. Watch the video below to discover how we can help you today. And then they're going to watch this video, which is going to explain a little bit more about my free bootcamp training. And the call to action inside of this video is for them to enter their email address on this form right here. And they do that, they're going to get instant access to my bootcamp training, and which is going to put them on my email list as well. So we scroll down a little bit further, and I've just got a couple of links right here to kind of the main, most important pages on my site that I really want people to see, right? And then we scroll down a bit further, and this is just my blog feed. So every time that I publish a new blog post, it's going to appear in this section right here. So the older one, This one right here is going to be moved off of this page, moved off to the side, and the new one is going to appear right here. And that's going to happen automatically. Scroll down just a little bit further, and one last call to action right here. And this link, again, is going to take them to a squeeze page. So here again, the only option on this page for them is to enter their name and email to get access to my bootcamp training. So a couple of things. When the user comes to your site and lands on your homepage, it needs to be clear immediately what action they should be taking, right? So a clear call to action. The other thing is that I like the homepage to look very clean and professional. And, you know, in my opinion, the homepage is kind of like your storefront online, right? Or kind of like the cover of a book. I think that a lot of people are going to prejudge my content by how they perceive my homepage, right? And the reason that I think that is, well, that's kind of what I tend to do, right? And I think a lot of people are like that too. And then the third thing that I would like you to notice is that the homepage isn't too busy or cluttered, right? At least I don't think it is. And if you happen to disagree with that, then you can feel free to let me know down in the comments. But I think that it's fairly organized and it's not too busy or cluttered. And that's important because people browsing the internet tend to have a very short attention span. If something looks a little bit too busy or cluttered and their eyes don't really know where to look right away, they're just going to hit that back button, right, and try a different site. And we want to try and keep people on our site as long as we possibly can. So let's go ahead and actually start making your homepage look like this guy right here. So we are going to head over to your blog. So yourdomain.com/WP admin. X that out. Just going to log in here. And then we're going to go over to Pages and Add New. And then we're going to go click on Use the Divi Builder. And we're going to use the Visual Builder. So the first thing that you notice on my site right here is this kind of background image. So what we want to do is we want to find you a good background image for this first section right here. So a site that I like to use is called freeimages.com. Now, you want to be careful when you're using images on your site, right? Because you don't want to just do a Google image search and just download any random image and use that on your blog, because a lot of those images are actually copyrighted. And I'm not saying that it is going to happen, but it can happen where the owner of that particular image that you're using might find out and they can file a lawsuit against you, and you don't want that. So if you go to a site like this where you can download stock images, then you know 100% that you are allowed to use them. You have the rights, the legal rights to use these images on your site. So I'm going to do a search and try and find a good image for that section. I'm going to search for computer and see what we got. So these guys right here are free computer photos. Let's take this one. So then what you can do is just right click and save image as. Save that to my pictures folder. Click on save. Now, the one thing about this picture is if we use this picture as a background and we use text, it's going to be kind of hard to read, right? So we want to kind of darken the picture. So I'm going to show you what I do, what tool I use to do that. So we're going to go to canva.com. This is a free image editor that I like to use. So let's click on more right here. And I'm going to use this one right there. Doesn't really matter which one you pick in this case. You can just clear that all out of there. So then what you want to do is on the left-hand side right here, click on Uploads and on Upload Your Own Image. Then we're going to find that image that we just downloaded. So it's this one right here. And then we'll just click on that picture and that'll add it into our editor. So we'll drag that a little bit bigger to fit the editing space right there. And then what you want to do is you want to click on Elements. And we'll click on Shapes and this white square right here. And then we will increase the size there just to fill the editing space like that. And I'm going to change the color to black like that. And then I'm just going to add some text. Don't worry, this will make sense in just a second here. So I'll add the text. I'm going to change the text color to white because that's what the color is going to end up being on our site. There you go. And now what we're going to do is just click on this black area right here outside of that text area. And then we're going to click right here, and that's going to let you adjust the transparency. So now you can kind of choose the darkness that you want. That's going to make the text look clear and easy to read. So I think I'm going to go just like that. And then you can just go ahead and delete all that text. Whoop, just deleted the wrong one here. Just click undo if you accidentally do that as well. And then select the text. And then just erase it all. And then once you have that done, then we're just going to go and click on download. Download again. And I'm using Chrome, so this is going to put this into my downloads folder. So if you're using Chrome as well, then you want to click on your latest download, click on the little arrow, and show in folder. And I'm going to move that picture into my pictures folder right here. I'll just paste that into there. I'll rename it to something that I can remember. We'll just call it Computer Dark. There you go. And we can X that out, and we can X that, and that we won't need Canva anymore. So now what you want to do is you want to click on the settings area, which is going to be, there you go, for this, and then we're going to edit the settings for the section. And the background image that we want is the one that we just created. So click on upload files right there, and select files. And so I put that into my pictures, and I called it Computer Dark. So we're going to upload that picture. And then we'll just click on right there, upload an image. And that is good enough for this section. Click on the check mark right there. And then what we're going to do is click on this green plus button right there, add a full row. and we're going to add a call to action module. And the title of this call to action, we're just going, for this demonstration, we'll just copy, I'm just going to copy the text that I have on my main website here. I would not recommend that you do that, because if you do, Google is actually going to penalize you for having duplicate text. If you have the exact same content that I do, Google is never going to rank you. And they could also hurt my rankings. So I would ask that you don't copy my content word for word. But for this demonstration, that's what I'm going to do. So you can create your own kind of copy. Copy that and paste that into there. And the button URL. So if you have a company squeeze page for a company that you're promoting, then you can use that. If you have a squeeze page that you've created, then you can use that URL in there. If you don't have a squeeze page yet, that's fine. We are going to be covering that in a future lesson in the bootcamp training. So if you want to, for now, you can just leave it blank. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to use the exact same squeeze page that I used on my main blog right here. So I'm going to copy that address and just paste it into there. I'm going to make this URL open in a new tab. And the button text that I'm going to use is tell me more. Use background color? No, I'm not going to use a background color. And the content. So this is where you would add this little paragraph right here. So I'm just going to copy that text. We'll paste that into there. I'm going to click on design, and I'm going to make the max width 650. And you might have to play around with this a little bit until you have this looking kind of the way that you want. I'm going to actually make it just a touch. Actually, what I'm going to try and do is increase the header font size. There you go. I kind of like that. And then you can kind of see that this header text right here looks kind of mushed together. So what you can do is you can increase your header line height right here. So I'm going to keep that right there at 1.2. And I'm going to click on the check mark. I think that looks good. So now what we're going to do is we are going to add a new section. This section right here is what we're going to create now. So what you want to do is you want to click on the blue plus button right there. And we're going to add a regular section. But this one is going to have two sections like this. So choose that one. And then the first section that we're going to add is the video section. Now, if you don't have any video yet to put into here, that's fine. Just skip this section, and you can go straight down to where we start doing this part right here. So I'm going to add a text module. That's where I'm going to insert my video. I'm going to center that, and I'm going to grab the URL for this video. I'm going to copy the viewer URL of that video and head over there. And then you want to click on share, click on embed, and then copy this code right here. Now, if you remember when we added a video into one of our pages previously, you want to click on text right here and just paste that into there. And here again, the only HTML that I know. And we're going to do the slash, center, and close brackets. And we're going to click on the check mark. So there is our video right there. And we haven't covered the squeeze pages section just yet. and the opt-in form section. We haven't covered that yet. So what we're going to do for now is we're just going to leave this section alone right here. So this will just stay blank for the time being. What we're going to do though is we are going to add a background image into this, behind this video right here. So we'll click on settings for that, and we're going to upload another image. We're going to select files, and we're going to try and find kind of a lighter image. So just bear with me for a second while I find a picture that is going to work for that. And if you want to just go ahead and use free images to find another picture that you like, you can go ahead and do that. We'll use this one. We'll see how that looks. And then we'll click on upload an image. There you go. That might work. That does not look too bad. So we'll click on the check mark right there. Now, I forgot to add the header text for that section, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another section right here, and we're going to add a full-length section. And we'll add a text module. We're going to center that text, click on visual right there, and paste my text into there. Just like that. So what you can do if you want to move this around, because we want this to be on top of the video, right? So you can hover on this button right here and just click and drag it up to where you want it. And I want that right there. Now you can, I think I want this text to be bolded just so that it stands out just a little more. So I'm going to select that and click on that right there. And I think that looks all right. So like I said, we're going to leave this little area alone for now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to move down to this guy right here. Now, you're not going to have this free bootcamp training page just yet, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to add another row, just a regular row, or a section, sorry, and then we're going to add a 3-part row right there. And then we're going to add a blurb. So the first one that we're going to add to your site is we're going to add a work with me blurb. So we're going to call this work with me. That's going to be the title, and the URL is going to be the actual link of your work with me page. So mine was greeneffect.com/work with me. So I'm going to just copy that link right there, and I'm going to paste it into the URL section right there. We're going to open it in the same window, and we're going to find an icon to use. So you can just go ahead and use whichever icon kind of matches the link that you're using. So we're going to find something that looks like it could work for a work with me page. Let's try these tools right here. Let's see what that looks like. I think that works. I think that looks good. Circle icon. So you can kind of customize things here. You can change the color of this circle if you want. I'm just going to keep it like this. And if you want to add some content underneath the work with me part right there, then you can do that. I'm just going to copy some text just to fill that area up right there. I'm going to paste that into there. And you can kind of play around with the designs here, so you can kind of change things around to kind of change the look and the feel of it if you want to. For this video, we're just going to call that done. We're going to click on the check mark right there. And then we are going to add the next blurb. And here we're going to add the About Me page that we created. So you need to find the link for your About Me page. That's mine, so I'm going to copy that link and paste it into the URL section right there. Use icon, yes. So let's find an icon that kind of matches an About Me page. So you got all kinds of icons to choose from here. There you go, that's what I was looking for. So we'll use that one. And then we'll fill it with this text right here. Copy that and scroll down, paste it into our content section, and click on the check mark. Now we're going to add our third blurb, and this is going to be your contact page. So find that URL. Right there, we'll copy that, paste that URL into there. Find another icon here. We'll use this phone icon. We're going to add some more content. We'll copy that stuff. And paste it into there. And that is it for that section. So you can see that this is a fairly simple process building pages with the Divi Visual Builder, right? So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a blog section. Now, you're not going to have a whole lot of blog posts on your website yet, and you're probably going to have no blog posts. That's okay. That'll become automatically populated as we go through, as we finish up the bootcamp, right? So we're going to click on Add Another Section and a full width row, and then we're going to add a blog module. That's this one right here. So do we want the full width or do we want the grid layout? I personally like the grid layout. And obviously you've only got one post, so that's the only post. This is just the post that automatically appears with every brand new WordPress blog. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this number to 6, only because on my website right here I've got only 6 blog posts that appear in the feed on the front page here. And that's really it for that section. If you want to change some of this, if you want to take away this, take away the date here, then you can just turn this off. That'll take the date away. If you want to take away the categories, just uncheck that. It's all just very simple. So we're just going to keep it like that. It's very clean this way, right? So we'll click on the check mark right there. And we're going to add just one more call to action, same as I've got on my page right here. So what we're going to do is we are going to add another row. So click on the blue plus button again, click on regular, and we're going to choose another full width section right there, and we're going to do another call to action. And the title of this, I'm just going to copy this text here just for the sake of time. We're going to try and keep this video relatively short. I'm going to paste that into the title right there. The button URL, just going to copy that, link address, and paste it into there. And for you, you can leave this blank for now until you actually create your first squeeze page, and then you can come back here and actually paste your squeeze page link into there. And we're going to open this in a new tab as well. And the button text, I'm going to make it, gimme the training. Use a background color, no. And the text color here, actually, you know what? I'm going to say yes, we're going to use a background color. However, we're going to make the background color black, and we're going to change the transparency. Now, we'll click on the check mark for now, and we're going to add another background image to this blue row right there. So go to the sections and find another image. For the sake of this video, we'll just use this background image right here. Click on upload an image. And then click on that check mark right there. I'm going to go back to the settings for this module. And click on design. And we'll make the header font size just a little bit smaller. Just right there. And we're going to change the header line height again, just to keep it from being squeezed together like this. Then we're going to go back to general, and we're going to turn off the background color. And click on the check mark right there. I think that looks good. So guys, that's really all there is to it. Now, if you want to kind of change settings around, make things look a little bit different, change the feel of things, you can go through the Divi documentation like I showed you in a previous video, and you can just kind of learn how to use this theme. You can learn how to use all the different settings to kind of customize things to make things look the way that you like them, right? And just kind of play around with the settings. It'll take you maybe some time to get it perfect the way that you want, but just go ahead and just be willing to dive in and just learn the skill, right? So we're going to call this homepage done for the time being. So click on that purple button right there, and we're just going to click on publish. Now, in order to make this page actually show up when somebody types in just your domain, there's a setting that we need to change in the dashboard right here. So what you want to do is you want to go to the Divi settings right here and click on theme options. And then under general, I believe it's under general, maybe not. Let's see, it might be under, just bear with me for a second, it might be under settings and reading. Front page displays, there it is. So we want a static page, right? So the front page displays a static page. We'll click on that, and then right here, front page, home page, I believe that the page we just created, we did not remember to give it a title. So let's go to pages and just click on all pages. And this one here with no title, let's click on, right click on view and open a new tab, see if that's the one. And yes, it is. So no title, just click on edit. We're going to edit the link right here. We're just going to name that home. So the link for this page is going to end up being agreeneffect.com/home2, apparently. That's fine. We're going to call this, we're going to make the title of this just simply welcome. And we're going to click on update. So now we're going to go back to settings and under reading. And the front page displays, just select welcome right there. And scroll on down and click on Save Changes. So now, if you go to type in your domain, yourname.com or whatever your domain name is, then it should land on your homepage. So let's go ahead and try that. And there you go, it lands on your homepage. So let's just go and get rid of this social sharing right here. It doesn't really look complete on this page, right? So let's go back to the dashboard. And under Super Socializer, we'll go on General Options. Let's click on Social Sharing right there. And we'll click on Standard Interface. And we'll scroll on down. So what we want is we want those social sharing icons to appear at the bottom of our content, not at the top. So we're going to uncheck top and we're going to check the bottom one right there. And the placement, we're going to keep it on the posts, but not on the pages. So uncheck the pages and just keep the posts checked. And then we're going to click on Save Changes. And then let's go back to our home page again. And there you go. So that is it for your home page. So what you want to do is you want to go to Appearance and on Menus. And from there, you just want to click on Create a New Menu right there. And we are going to name this menu just Main Menu. And click on Create Menu. And we are going to make this our primary menu. So we'll just select primary right there. And so let's start adding our different buttons on our menu. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Custom Links right here. And the first one, we are going to call it Home. So when the user clicks on the Home button on the menu, it's just going to take them to the home page of your blog. So the URL for that is just your domain name, right? So www.agreeneffect.com for myself here. And I'm going to add this to the menu. And the next one that I'm going to add is going to be my Work With Me page. So that's what we're going to call that button. And we will grab the URL for our Work With Me page. And we'll just copy that address and paste that right into there. And we're going to add that to the menu. The next one that we want to add is going to be our blog page. So when the user clicks on the blog button, that's just going to take them directly to your blog feed page. So I'm just going to show you the example on my website. So when the user clicks on blog, it's going to take them to the feed page right here where they can find all my different blog posts that I've written. So what we're going to do is we're just going to select blog right here under pages, and we're going to add to menu. And the next one that we're going to add is our About Me page. So we're going to go back to custom links. We're going to call that About Me, and we're going to grab the URL for that page. So we're going to copy that and paste it into there and add it to the menu. And the last one that we're going to do is our Contact Me page. So we'll grab that URL. We'll copy that. Paste that into there and add it to the menu. And that's basically it. Our menu is now created. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Save Menu. And let's go ahead and visit our site and check it out. So there it is. Now, we don't really want to add a whole lot more buttons to the menu, right? Because this is very clean and very simple, and that's kind of how we want to keep it, because we don't want things to be too busy. We simply want it to be easy to navigate so that they can find your more important pages right up here, and they're always easy to access. That's all we really want. Now, the other thing that you're going to notice on my blog, my personal blog, is that I've got this extra bar up here. So I'm just going to show you how you can add that to your website as well. So what you want to do is you want to hover on this area right here, and we're going to click on Theme Customizer. So there is all kinds of customization that you can do with all of these settings as well. And if you want to learn more in depth what you can do with all this stuff, then you can just go ahead and go to the Divi documentation that I told you about, and you can learn what all of this stuff does. And if there's ever anything that you want to change or customize on your website and you're just not sure how to do it, you can always just do a YouTube search, right? There are piles and piles of tutorials on YouTube about the Divi theme. And all kinds of blog posts out there too. So do a Google search or a YouTube search, or try and find it in the Divi documentation if you're unsure about how to do something. So what we're going to do is we're going to add that top bar there. So what you want to do is you want to click on Header and Navigation. So let's go ahead and click on Header Elements. And then we're going to click on Show Social Icons and select that. And we are going to enter our phone number. So mine is 1-204-202-8613. And I'm going to enter my email address right here. And I'm going to click Save and Publish. And then we're going to go back now that we've entered that information. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to scroll down and click on Menus. And then we're going to click on Menu Locations. And under Secondary Menu, we are just going to select Main Menu. And there it is. That's how you make this top bar appear here. Now, we don't really want these links to be up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to, we're just going to click on Save and Publish. I'm going to X that out. And we're going to go back to Menus. And then we're going to create a new menu. I'm going to call this Secondary. Click on Create Menu. And we're just going to save it. We're just going to make this a blank menu with nothing in it. So then let's go back to click on Visit Site. We're going to go back to the Theme Customizer. We're going to scroll back down to Menus. We're going to click on Secondary, and we're going to select Secondary Menu right there. And that's it. So that's what we want. It's nice and simple and nice and clean. So then we're going to go back and back once again. And if we go back to header and navigation and you go under secondary menu bar, now you can go ahead and start to customize your colors. You can change the colors of both the secondary, the top menu right here, or this one right here, and you can just kind of make it look and feel the way that you want. So for now, we are going to call this good, and so we're going to click Save and Publish. Now, in the next video, what we're going to do is we are going to actually create your logo. So we're going to create the logo that you are going to see right here in your menu, and also this little icon that you see up here in the browser. In this video, we are going to create and add a new logo to your website. Now, this is going to help you for your branding, and it's also going to add a real professional touch to your online presence. So for this video, we are just going to keep things real simple. So what I'd like you to do is to head over to Google and do a search for paint.net. And then just click on this top result right here. And under the download tab, go ahead and just download this program called paint.net. And it's a very powerful photo editing software, which is what we're going to use to actually create your logo. So once you have that downloaded and installed, then just go ahead and open it up. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new picture here, and the width, we're going to make the width 450 pixels, and the height is going to be 150. Then we'll click OK. And let's just go ahead and add some text. And let's just keep this real simple. We'll just use your name. So Johnny, and let's find a text that looks professional and attractive. We'll just go ahead and use that. We'll increase the size. We'll make it a bit smaller than that. That should work. And my last name, and this one I'm going to make it bold. And that's it. That's all we're going to do for this video. So then what you want to do is you want to click on this button right here, which is called the magic wand. So we'll click on that, and then click on this white portion right here. And what this is going to do is it's actually going to delete all of the white on this picture. So that way when you add this logo to your website, you're not going to have this white square background behind it. It's just going to be see-through. So once you have that selected, then just click the delete button on your keyboard, and we'll do that part as well in the middle of the O there, and in the R right there. Oh. If you accidentally do that, then just click on undo, and let's actually zoom in. It's going to make it easier for us here. And there you go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save this file. And you want to make sure that when you're saving this, you're saving it as a PNG. Because if you save it as a JPEG, then it's going to leave that, all of this stuff that we just made see-through, it's going to make it white. And we don't want that. So we're going to save it as a PNG. So I'm going to save it into my pictures folder. And I'm going to call it AGF logo, and we'll save that. And then we're going to create another new picture. And for this one, we're going to make the width 16, and the height is also going to be 16. And click on OK. And we're going to have to zoom way in on this one. And so for this one, we are also going to do text, but for this one, we're just going to do your initials. So we'll click on text, and we're going to have to make this text size much smaller. Let's try 10. There you go, that will work. So we'll click on Save. And I'm going to call this one AGF Icon. And click on Save. And OK. So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually head over to our website. And we'll go into the back office, click on Dashboard. And then we're going to scroll down a little ways, and under the Divi tab right here, we're going to click on Theme Options. And then right here under Logo, we're just going to click on Upload. We're going to go Upload Files, select your files, and then just find that picture that you just created, the first one that we created. So we'll go under Pictures, and this is the one right here, AGF logo. And we'll click on Set as Logo. Now for this one right here, favicon, this is going to be the icon that is going to appear whenever somebody visits your website. They're going to see this little icon right here. So we'll just go and click on Upload. Upload files, and select files. And then we are going to choose the picture, this small little guy that we just created. That's the last one that we created. So we'll double click on that. And we'll set as favicon, just like that. And then scroll on down to the bottom of this page and click on Save Changes. And let's go and visit the site and see what it looks like. Perfect. That looks good. It's a little bit small, but I think it looks good and clean. And that's really all we want. And here's our little icon right there. So we are set to go for this video. Now, if you want to actually go a little bit more fancy like I did on my personal website, you can try and get creative with paint.net and create a super cool logo. There's a lot of stuff you can do with that program. And if you actually go on YouTube, you can find a whole bunch of tutorials on how to use paint.net to build logos and all kinds of other cool stuff. Or what you could actually do is go to a site that I've used in the past called freelogoservices.com. So here what you can do is you can create and design a very professional looking logo for your website very quickly and easily. But in order for you to actually download it, it is going to cost a little bit of money. I think it's like 10 or 15 bucks per logo. But here's the thing, is that, I don't want you to spend too much time on this step. I see a lot of people spend like 2 or 3 weeks trying to find the perfect logo, right? But, in the end, it's not really that important. For now, the important thing for you is to just get this thing set up, right? And start creating content, so that way you can actually start really building your business and actually start making some money. All right, guys, so in this video, we are going to sign up for and set up Aweber. So we're going to be linking Aweber to your blog, so that way you can start to actually build your email list and start making some money. So with that being said, let's get started. So what we're going to do is we are going to head over to aweber.com. So what you want to do is you want to click on the free trial button up on the top here on this blue bar. We'll just X out that pop-up and click on free trial. And then just go ahead and enter all your information. You're going to have to enter your billing information, even though you're going to have the first month is going to be completely free, right? But just to go ahead and enter your billing information. It's going to cost you $20 a month for Aweber, which is super cheap when you really think about what an email list is really worth. And we are going to cover all about what your email list is going to be worth to you and how much money you can actually make by building an email list. So go ahead and get signed up for Aweber so that way we can start to get stuff set up. So once you're all signed up, then just go ahead and come back to this video and we are going to continue on. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on sign in. I'll just log into my account here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a brand new list. Just for this demonstration, I'm going to click on Manage Lists, and I'm going to click on Create a List. So a couple of things to fill out here. My company name is just Johnny Friesen. My company website is meetjohnnyfriesen.com, and what address do I want to include in the bottom of my emails? Now, it is actually, by law, you do have to include an address at the bottom of your emails because you don't want your emails to be classified as spam. And if you're going to be sending emails through Aweber, it's pretty tough to actually send scammy emails, right? Because Aweber is a very legitimate company. So they want to keep things as legal and legitimate as they possibly can. Now, what you want to fill out right here is when you send an email to your list, say you have 10,000 people on your email list, and you send out an email to all those 10,000 people, what those people are going to see when they get an email from you is they're going to see that email came from Johnny Friesen. And the email address that it came from is going to be johnny@meetjohnnyfriesen.com. Now, you can change this to whatever you want. So if your website is janesmith.com, then you would want to do whatever your email address is, right? And your sender name would be Jane Smith. So then what you're going to do, once this is all filled out, is you're going to click on Next Step. And your list name. So what I'm going to call this list, I'm just going to call it Bootcamp Demonstration. And right here, you just want to kind of fill out a brief description of what you're going to be sending to your email subscribers, right? So for me, it might be free tips and training to help you build your online business the easy way. And then I'm going to click on Next Step. And on this page right here, a confirmation message can be sent to a new subscriber when they join your list. It asks for their permission to receive emails from you. We're not going to worry too much about this. We're just going to leave everything the way that it is. And we're going to click on Approve Message and Create List. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to List Options. I'm going to click on List Settings. Now we're going to click on Confirmed Opt-in. Now, what Aweber likes you to do is when somebody opts into your email list, they enter their information on your website to get your free gift or whatever it is, right? And they get added to your email list. Well, before you can actually send those people emails, Aweber wants them to, what Aweber is going to do is they are going to send your subscriber a short email saying, wanting them to confirm that they actually opted into your list. And so this is going to slow down your list building initially, right? So what I always do is I always just turn this off. So when you scroll down, then you just want to, right here where it says send a confirmed opt-in email for web forms, just go ahead and turn that off. Are you sure you want to disable confirmed opt-in? Yes. I am sure, 100%. And then we're going to click on Save Settings. So now we are going to create our first sign-up form. So we're going to click right here on Sign Up Forms. Now, a couple of videos ago, I talked about when we were installing all the plugins, then we installed a plugin called Optin Skin. Now, that was the paid plugin, right? You had to actually buy that plugin before you could use it, so that way you could create attractive and enticing looking opt-in forms on your blog, so that way you would get very high conversion rate, right? Lots of email subscribers. But I talked about there being a free way to do it, and that's what I'm going to show you right now in this video. So Aweber has the provision for us to actually create sign-up forms for completely free and add them to our blog. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. So under sign-up forms, just go ahead and click on Create Your First Sign-Up Form. And so here we have a couple of options of how you want your sign-up form to look, right? So basically we have a couple of skins to choose from here. So let's go and click on Popular and see what we got here. We'll click on Show More and see what we have. Let's try Blog. So I'm just going to grab this one right here. And so here you can go and choose some different colors to kind of customize things the way that you want them to look. If you want to spend some time doing that, you can feel free to do that. But I am just going to leave it exactly the way it is and click on Load Template. So I'm going to click on, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a header to the sign-up form that just basically describes what people are going to get when they sign into, when they actually subscribe to my list, right? So you want them to be actually enticed, and you want them to want to sign up to your email list. And so usually you do that by giving them a free gift. So let's say get instant access to my new ebook. Step-by-step plan to making $1,000+ per day online. So we're going to click on Save Field, and we are going to need to change that text to make it a little bit more visible. So let's make the font size, let's try doing 16. Now we'll make it a bit bigger. Let's try 24. And we'll make the color white. It's a little more visible. And get instant access. I kind of want that part to kind of stand out, right? And I think that should work. So we're going to click on Save Field. And the rest of this, we're going to go and this powered by Aweber email marketing. We're just going to go and take that away. And we'll leave this right here. We respect your email privacy. We'll leave that up there because we want people to trust us, right? We want them to feel safe with them entering our information. Actually, the other thing that we're going to do as well is I'm going to take away this name field right here because I have found that I get more email subscribers when I just ask for the email address. A lot of people are maybe not too comfortable with putting in their name, and so they'll just enter their email address. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to exit that, take that away, and this makes our form just a little more simpler too, right? So we're going to click on Save. We'll click on Save Your Form. And then we're going to go to Step 2. Now, my form name, I'm just going to call this, again, Bootcamp Demonstration. And the thank you page. So this is the page that the person who subscribes to your list, the person who enters their email address and clicks on submit, this is the page that they are going to land on after they click that submit button. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on custom page. Now, what I like to often do is to send them to a page that has kind of a welcome video, kind of just welcoming them to my list, and basically just giving them their free ebook, right? They opted into that list because they wanted the free ebook that I was telling them about. So I want to take them straight to that ebook. The other thing that you can sometimes do is you can actually send them to a sales page. So maybe your enticing message on your opt-in form talks about a free video, and maybe you have a sales page through your company, maybe your network marketing company, or whatever it is that you're promoting that has a free video on the sales page, right? An informational video, not just a blatant shameless sales pitch, right? But actually valuable information in there as well. And you can send them straight to that sales page. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them to my my top tier business sales page. So this is the link for that sales page. So I'm just going to copy that link.
Commission on.
And now what's going to happen is as soon as they enter their email address, they're going to be sent straight to this web page right here. And we're going to open that in a new window. And if they are already subscribed to that list, I'm just going to go ahead and send them to that exact same page, because they can still feel free to see that video, right? Even though they're already subscribed. Maybe they subscribed because they wanted to watch that video again and they didn't know how to get to it. So we're just going to enter that exact same URL into there. We're going to click on Advanced Settings. We'll just leave that all the way it is, and we're going to go to step 3. Save your form. And then we're going to go and click on I will install my form. And you want to click on the raw HTML version. That's what we want. So we are going to click on anywhere in that box. We're going to right click and we're going to copy all this crazy looking code here. If you don't know what any of this means, don't worry. I don't have a hot clue what this is either. So just all you need to know is you just need to copy that code. Then we're going to go to the back office of your WordPress website. So what we're going to do, first of all, is we are going to click on Appearance and Widgets. And then we are going to add that opt-in form into your sidebar on your blog. So let's go to Custom HTML. So we'll click on that and we want to add it to your sidebar. So we're going to click on Add Widget. And we'll paste all that crazy looking code right into there. And then we'll click on Save. We're going to have to enter a title here first. We'll just call it Free Ebook. And we'll click on Save. And then we are going to drag that right to the top, because I would like that opt-in form to be right at the very top so that it's one of the first things that they're going to see when they land on my website. And so now let's actually go to our blog and let's see what it looks like. So we're going to click on Visit Site. I'm going to go to Blog. And there it is. Now, this is not really the most attractive looking opt-in form, right? But it is better than nothing. If this is all that your budget allows you to do right now, if you don't have the 60 or 70 bucks to actually buy opt-in skin, that is perfectly fine. This is going to be effective. And so what you can do is you can just keep using this free form until you're at the point where you're starting to get some leads and you're starting to bring in some income, and then you can invest in that opt-in skin, and then we can start creating some really fancy forms and really start increasing your conversion rate and put your list building on steroids. All right, guys, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to actually install a very attractive looking opt-in form using opt-in skin. And so if a couple of videos ago when we were installing all of our plugins and you actually went ahead took the leap and actually bought Optin skin, then that is what we are going to set up and configure in this video. So let's go ahead and go over into our back office here in WordPress. Log in. All right, so let's head over to Optin skin here in the sidebar and just click on that. So the first time that you actually start to use Optin skin, it's going to ask you for a license key. So just go ahead and follow the instructions that they give you, and then you can acquire that license key and just type or paste it right into here, and then just click Save Settings. And then once that's done, then just click right here to begin creating skins. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to name our new skin, and this one is the skin that, or this is the Optin form that we are actually going to store or install in our sidebar, right? So that's exactly what we're going to call this skin, sidebar. So that way you're always going to know which Optin form is in your sidebar. So let's go on down here. So here are a bunch of different designs that you can actually choose from. So you can go ahead and kind of scroll through these different designs and see which one it is that you want to use. So there's quite a bit to choose from here. So I'm going to just head back to I think the very first one is the one that I'm going to use. This one right here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to click on button options right here, and I am going to change the background color of my button. I think I am going to make it red, maybe kind of like a dark red, just like that. And the border color, I think I'll just kind of leave it the way it is, I think. The button border width, I'm going to leave that as well. The font size, maybe I'll try and make the font a little bit bigger. Like that. And the button height, I'm also going to make that bigger, so it looks a little more complete. I'm going to increase, no, we're going to leave that at 0. So you got to just kind of play with these different settings here to really make things look the way that you want. Button width, that is what I'm looking for. .160 is what I'll keep it at. And the button text. I'm going to increase this button width a little bit. .189, I think that's the width that I like for that. And the email input options. So email input placeholder, this is just kind of the text that they're going to see right here. And I'm just going to keep that as it is, your email. I think most of this stuff, I'm just going to keep it the way that it is. Just like that. Name input options, I'm going to keep this stuff as well. Subtitle options. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to take the subtitle away completely, just like that. Don't really need that. We want to try and keep this form not too busy, so that way it's very simple. People only have one option, so I'm actually going to take away these social media buttons here as well. So they only have one option, enter their email address. That's all they can do with this form. So we're going to close that off, and we'll go to title options. So I'm going to change this text to, let's see what I did on my main blog here. Discover my step-by-step blueprint to earning $600 plus per day online. I think I'm just going to take exactly that text, copy and paste it into there. Now, you're going to have to, depending what your free giveaway is, you might have to get a little bit creative and create your own text. So that'll work right there. And title font type. I'm going to try and find Helvetica. I kind of like that font. It's a very easy font to read, so I'm going to do that. And the font size. This font is a little bit too small for my liking, so I'm going to increase the font size to that. And then the line height. We're going to have to increase the line height so that way the text doesn't look all squished together like it does. So we're going to do that. Close that one off and go to border options. I think I'm going to leave it the way it is with no border, and then we're going to do background design options, background color. I think I want a darker background color, something like that right there. And the width of the design. Now, I'm going to make this to be 200 pixels only because I know that's what I can properly fit in my sidebar. I've played with that with my main blog already, so I know that 200 is the perfect size. So obviously we are going to have to change some of these settings, right? Because this just doesn't look good. So let's go back up to the button options. We're going to have to change this. We're just going to make that say gimme. And we're going to make that button width smaller so that way it properly fits into our form, just like that. So I think that looks good there. So we'll close that off. Now the email input. Let's see, I'm looking for this guy right here. So I'm going to have to change that. Oh, that's 122. That seems to be a good width. So then we'll go to the name input and make that the exact same size, 122. Let's try 122. There you go. So we'll close that off. And the title options, obviously we're going to have to make this text smaller as well. So let's change that to that right there. And the title line height, let's try that. Good. Background design options. So that we did. Margin and padding. And form align options, we're going to make that centered. So this email add-on border color, that's this green square right here. So we're going to change that color as well because that doesn't really look very good with the color scheme that we have here, right? So there you go. I think I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. We're going to do kind of a grayish color. So I'm going to take and copy that code right there. And for name add-on color, I'm just going to paste that code into the box here, that color code. Paste that into there so that way the color matches perfectly there. And I think we're going to, I think we're going to paste that code into here as well for the border color. Just like that. And this one as well. There you go. And these social media buttons, we're just going to delete that out of there. Just clear all these fields, and I think that should make those icons go away. And no, it does not. Maybe if we clear that out. No, that also doesn't take those away. Well, for this particular skin, I don't think that we can actually get rid of these social media buttons, but you know what? It's not a bad thing to have them there. So what you want to do then, if you choose this skin that I did, then just go ahead and paste or type your Facebook, your social media links into these boxes right here. So I'm going to go ahead and populate those. So social media, I'm going to go to my fan page, and I'll just copy that link and paste it into the Facebook box. And I'll go over to my Google Plus page, and I'll copy that link and paste that into there. And my Twitter. I'll copy that, because this may even help you to actually grow your social media following, which is definitely not a bad thing either. So now, opt-in service for the skin. Now, we obviously have Aweber, right? We installed that in our very last video. So what we're going to need to do now is we're going to have to go into your Aweber account, and we're going to have to find the exact name of your list. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll log into our account. And then you want to go, I believe you want to go to list settings. Now, your unique list ID right here, this is what you want to paste into that form right there. This is actually your list name. So when you copy that and paste it into this field right there, what's going to happen is when somebody actually enters their email address and their name into your form on your blog, then they are going to get automatically added to your list in your Aweber account, and then you're going to be able to communicate with them. You're going to be able to send them emails, marketing messages, all kinds of stuff. And your full redirect URL, that's the page that you want people to be sent to as right after they click that submit button, or the gimme button in this case, right? So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to just send them to my bootcamp training, my welcome video for the bootcamp training. So if I can remember what that URL is, meetjohnnyfriesen.com/welcome to the bootcamp. That's the one. This page should probably look familiar to you since I believe you came through this exact bootcamp training, right? So just going to copy that link. So as soon as they enter their information and they click that submit button, they are going to be sent straight to this page where they can download their free ebook. They can watch my intro video for the bootcamp training, and then they can start to make their way through the bootcamp, same as you're doing right now. So I'm going to paste that link right into there. Now, right here, placement options. What you want to do is you want to uncheck this one right here at the bottom of post, because if this is checked, then that opt-in form is going to end up being placed at the bottom of every single one of your blog posts. And for this particular opt-in form, that is not what we want. This one, we want to have it in a custom location, such as the sidebar. So we're going to just go ahead and check that. And I think that is it. We're going to have it show on all devices, so that it's going to show up on phones, on tablets, on computers, no matter what they're seeing your website on. are going to be able to see your opt-in form. So what we're going to do now is we are just going to create this skin. So now I'm going to show you how to actually add this skin into your sidebar. So right here it says to use this skin as a shortcode, simply put this code right here into any one of your posts. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually put this code into a sidebar widget. So we're going to copy that code, and then we're going to go to Appearance and Widgets. So in the last video, we actually created an opt-in form with Aweber for free, right? And then we added it into the sidebar. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of that free form completely. So basically, just right-click on all this crazy code right here, select all, and just hit backspace, clear that all out of there, and then all you want to do is paste that code that we just copied right into there. And then we're going to click on Save. And that is it. That form should now be in our sidebar. So let's go to Visit Site and check it out. I'll click on Blog. And there it is. So I think that looks pretty good. Now, if you want to kind of play around with this, to kind of change the design, kind of change the look and feel to something that maybe matches the blog, the whole website a little bit better, or something that kind of matches your personality and your marketing and your business, all that kind of stuff, you can feel free to go into the back office of Optin Skin there and just kind of play around with these settings to make things look the way that you want. And remember, you have a whole bunch of different skins to choose from there. So what we're going to do now is I'm just going to head over to my main blog here, and I'm going to click on the Start Here page. I'm just going to show you something else that I do with Optin Skin. So another thing that I like to do is I like to have as many opt-in forms in my reader's space as possible, right? Without being, obnoxious or annoying. So you want to kind of be tasteful in where you put these forms. But like this guy right here, like this is, you're reading this page, right? This form it's pretty in your face. They cannot miss it. It's bright yellow and bright red button. It's actually, to be honest, it's kind of ugly, right? But they can't ignore it. So as they're reading this post, and then all of a sudden they come across this form, and if they're enticed by this message right here, then they may just enter their email address, click on Give Me the Training, and then they're going to be added to my email list. So in this particular page, I think I have another one down here somewhere. Yeah, right here. And these forms, I created them all with Optin Skin. So there's a lot of pretty cool stuff that you can do with it. So yeah, with that being said, I hope that you got value from this video. I hope that you've actually followed along, and hopefully you did have the funds to actually invest into Optin Skin, because I think it's a pretty powerful tool. And I've had a lot of success with building my own list using just this plugin for my blog. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to configure all of our plugins and configure all of our Divi settings. So let's just go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add that opt-in form to our home page. So let's just go to Pages and click on All Pages. And then we're going to go under Welcome right here, Welcome Front Page. We're going to click on Edit. And we're going to click on Use the Visual Builder. And right here is where we're going to add our opt-in form. So if you do have a video that you're displaying here as well, then you can follow my instructions verbatim. If not, then there's going to be something that you're going to do a little bit differently. So if in this section on your page here, you're going to have nothing but an opt-in form, then what you want to do is you want to click right here and change the column structure and just use this full length column right here. And that's going to make it so that there's nothing in this section but an opt-in form, and it's going to appear kind of in the center. But if you are following my instructions and you do have a welcome video, then we are going to change the structure to this one right here. So just click on there. And that's going to make the video just a little bit more prominent, right? It's going to move it so that this column is not actually split in half, but this first column here where the video is displayed takes up 2/3 of this row. And then we are going to add our opt-in form right here. So let's go ahead and open up a new window, a new tab, and then we'll go to the back office of your WordPress website. Go and log in again. And then we're going to create the opt-in form using opt-in skin. So under opt-in skin, we'll click on Add New. And we're going to name this skin Homepage. So that way you always know that if you ever need to edit this skin, then you'll know that that skin is called Homepage because it's on the front page. So let's choose a skin for that. I think we'll use this one right here, nice and simple. And I'm just going to open up my personal website. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this text that I've used right here. You're going to want to create your own text, right, so that it lines up with what you're offering, right, and it lines up with your business and what you stand for. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to copy this text verbatim and use it for our demonstration. So under button options, what I'm offering via this opt-in form on the front page on my website right here is a free ebook, essentially, as well as the bootcamp training. So the call to action on my button is going to be download. So I'm just going to change that text right there to download. And I'm going to keep the rest as it is there. And under your email input options, I think I'm going to keep all of this stuff the same as well. The name input, I'm going to keep all the same. Subtitle options, I am just going to select all of that text and just delete it altogether. And under title options is where I'm going to paste my main copy right there. And this looks a little messy, right? So I'm gonna make the font size just a little bit smaller. And I'm going to change the line height just to clean it up a little bit, just like that. And under background design options, and for the background color, I'm just going to give it no background color at all. I'm just going to make it see-through, just like that. So all you have to do is just erase that code inside of this box right here. And that's going to make it see-through like that. So I'm going to call that good. I think the other thing that I'm going to do is for under button options right here, excuse me, I am going to change the width of the button to make it roughly the same as my these input fields right there. So 215 pixels is what I want there. So we'll close that up. And we're going to select Aweber. Your list name is already populated in here automatically from the last time that we entered that into there. And our redirect URL, I am going to choose another squeeze page. For this demonstration, we'll just use the same squeeze page that we used last time. So Should be this one, I believe. So I'm going to copy that link and just go and paste it into this redirect URL box right there. So now as soon as somebody enters their email address into that form and clicks on download, they're going to be automatically redirected to this, to actually the sales page. And so what we're going to do then is we are going to, for this, for the placement options, we're going to deselect at the bottom of posts, and we're going to select in a custom location, select that one right there, and the rest should be good to go as it is. So then we're going to click on create this skin. So now in order to add this skin, all you have to do is copy this short code right here. I'm going to copy that, and we are going to, right here, go back to your front page that you were editing. We're going to add a module, and we're just going to add a text module. So we'll select that. And text orientation, we are going to center that. And here we're going to choose text and just paste that code right into there. And click on that check mark. And then we'll click on this button right here and click on save. It seems to not be letting me, doesn't want to let me save. So I'm just going to go back to the dashboard right here. I'm going to just discard and exit for now. I'm going to go back to pages. I'm going to go back into the editor once again. Use Visual Builder. And let's try making those changes again. So we'll click on that one. We're going to choose our new layout right there. We're going to add a text module. We're going to center and paste our code into there and click on that check mark. And there it is. There we have it. So that is it for that. So now we're going to click save again, see if that works. There you go. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually edit this footer right here. So we're going to take away this designed by elegant themes, powered by WordPress kind of ad here. So what you want to do there is you want to click, hover on this right here to bring down this menu, and then you want to click on Theme Customizer. And then under footer right here, you want to go and click on bottom bar and edit the footer credits. So here you can just type in whatever you want, and that's going to replace this right here with what you type into here. So I am going to just type in, I'm just going to copy this right in this text right here, copyright 2017 Meet Johnny Friesen. And I'm just going to paste that into there, and I'll change that to agreeneffect.com. And there it is. So we're going to click on Save and Publish. And we'll go back. And what we're going to do next is we are going to add a couple of widgets down in the bottom here. So you're going to have something like this layout right here that you see on my main website. So we'll click on widgets. Actually, no, what we're going to do is we're just going to exit this right there. And then we're going to go back to our dashboard. And then we're going to go under Appearance, we're going to click on Widgets. So the first widget that we're going to add is we're going to add this Easy Facebook Lightbox widget. And we're going to add that into footer area number 1. We're going to click on Add Widget. And for the title, we will just choose, like I did here, I just typed like us on Facebook, so we're going to use that same title there. And then you want your Facebook fan page URL. So let's just go and grab that. So my Facebook fan page is facebook.com/meet Johnny Friesen. So for this demonstration, we're going to use that. And we'll paste that into there. Application ID is optional, so we're just going to leave that alone. Animation, we are going to give it no effect whatsoever. We don't need that fancy stuff to slow our site down, right? We are going to make it responsive, and I think we are going to show posts. And we'll click on Save. So the next one that we're going to add is we're going to add a Recent Posts widget. So what we want to add this one right here, Recent Posts. And we're going to add that into footer area number 2. Click on Add Widget. And we're going to title that Recent Posts, simple as that. Display post date, no. Number of posts to show, we're going to do 5. That's what I did on my main site right here, and that seems to work quite well. So we're just going to click on Save. And the next one that we're going to add is an About Me widget. So that would be ET About Me widget. So we'll click on there. Add that into footer area number 3 and add widget. So if you still have this second window open right here that we used before to create our opt-in skin form, just go and click on that window, and we're going to go to media. So what you're going to do is you're going to upload an image of yourself that you want to display right here in your About Me widget. So just you want to click on media, and then we're going to click on Add New and select Files. And my image is in my Pictures folder, and I'm going to use this one right here. So I'm going to open that. And there it is. So I'm going to go back to Library under Media right here. I'm going to click on that picture. And I want the URL for that picture right here. So I'm just going to copy that URL. And I'm going to go back to my widgets window right here. I'm just going to paste that URL into this image section right here. So that's going to make it so that that image is displayed in this widget. And then you're going to want to write just kind of a short paragraph about yourself and what your business stands for and what your customer might get out of following your blog and reading your content, right? So for this demonstration, I'm just going to copy this text that I've already typed up on my own website and paste that into there and click on Save. So now let's go over to our site, click on Visit Site, and just see what that looks like. Scroll down to the bottom. So this Facebook widget looks a little bit too big. So I think we're going to go back to the dashboard, go back to the widgets section. And I think we're going to make it so that it does not display the posts. So let's go back to Appearance and Widgets. And footer area 1 is where we had that widget. So show posts, we're going to deselect that. And I'm also going to add a value to the height right here. And under height here, we are just going to, let's choose 300 pixels, and we'll see what that looks like. We'll click on save. And so if you want to add a fourth widget yet, you can feel free to just kind of experiment with these widgets and see which one you like. I think for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to leave it at the 3 right there. So let's just go to visit site and see what that looks like now. We'll scroll down to the bottom. All right, so that looks a lot better right there. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to clear out all the extra widgets that we have in our blog sidebar. So right here, when you scroll down on pretty much any page that you're on and where you're displaying the sidebar, you have all these extra widgets and just all this noise, right? So we're going to take all that out of there. So we're just going to go back to our back office. And we'll go to Appearance and Widgets one more time. And under Sidebar right here, we're going to clear out all of these widgets except for this custom HTML. This was our opt-in form, right? So we want to keep that. And that's really the only one that we want, because I like to take all of the extra noise and distractions out of that sidebar so that the only thing that they're seeing there is our opt-in form. That makes it a lot more likely for them to actually opt into our onto our email list, right? So we'll go under this one here, under search, and we'll click on delete. And we'll just do that for all of these remaining widgets here. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to actually set up and configure Super Socializer right here. So under Super Socializer, blah, 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 click on General Options. And I think that these settings right here are good enough for our purposes, so we're not going to change anything there. We'll go to social commenting. And enable social commenting, we are going to disable this altogether because I like using just the default commenting platform that's included with Divi. I think it works very well. It's very SEO friendly, so the search engines really like those kind of comments. So actually what we're going to do is master control right up here. We're just going to disable social commenting altogether and click on Save Changes. And then we are going to go under social login. Enable social login. So that is already disabled, so that is good enough right there. Under social sharing, we are going to select a theme. So you can kind of play around with all these settings and kind of customize things to make them look the way that you like. There's a lot of customization that you can do here. I'm not going to go into extreme detail into how you would set it up exactly the way that I have it on my site right here. You can just kind of play around with things and figure it out, and just try and make it look cool, make it look attractive, and just kind of customize it to your own kind of flavor, right? The one thing that we are going to do here is we are going to choose which social platforms are actually going to be shown right here. So I don't want to make it too busy for us here. So we're just going to choose kind of the more popular ones, right? So Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, those are kind of the obvious ones. Reddit, I don't think is all that necessary. StumbleUpon, not either. Delicious, we're going to deselect. Pinterest, I don't think it's necessary. I personally know quite a few people that use WhatsApp, So I actually do have WhatsApp enabled for my blog. And there's also an email one here that you can enable if you like. I have email enabled on mine as well. So I only have 6 altogether. Just these top 4, email and WhatsApp, is all I have enabled on my personal blog. And then for the placement right here, we're just going to place it on all posts at the bottom of the content. So for every single blog post that you write, there's automatically going to be a bar at the bottom of your posts, excuse me, that is going to display these social sharing buttons and is going to give your reader the opportunity to actually share your content with their their Facebook friends and their Twitter following and all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to leave it the way that it is there. And we're going to click on Save Changes. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to click on Floating Interface. And we are going to select the exact same ones that we did under Standard Interface. So we're going to deselect that, deselect Stumble Upon, Pinterest, WhatsApp, I'm going to leave selected. And I'm going to change the top offset to 175 pixels. That's what I did for my own personal site, and it works really well. The rest of the stuff, we are just going to leave it exactly the way that it is. So then we're going to click on Miscellaneous. And this stuff, I believe, also isn't going to need changing. What you could do is you can enter your Twitter username right here, which is what I'm going to do. And then I think that is it for that. So yeah, we'll click on Save Changes. And we're going to click on Like buttons under Super Socializer. And that is all disabled, so we're just going to leave it like that. So that is everything for Super Socializer. That should be completely set up now for you. The next thing that we are going to set up is your fixed widget plugin. So this shouldn't take too long. So what we want to do for this one is click on, or under Appearance right here, click on Fixed Widget Options. Just a couple of things we need to change in here. So for margin top right here, we are going to enter 100 pixels. And for margin bottom, we are going to enter 600 pixels. So that really should be everything that you need to do for that. So click on Save Changes. And then we're going to actually activate and use this plugin for one of your widgets. So under Appearance and Widgets, we're going to go to our sidebar widget right here where we have our opt-in form, and we're going to click on Fixed Widget. So when you installed that Fixed Widget plugin, it added this option to all of your widgets that you install. So we're going to select that and we're going to click on Save. And let's go to visit our site and check it out. So let's go to our About Me page. So what you can see now is that when you scroll down this page, this opt-in form on your sidebar actually stays and doesn't scroll along with everything else. So the user is actually able to see this opt-in form the whole time, no matter where they are viewing your content on, no matter where they are, how far they're scrolled down your content, right? They can always see this. So it's always going to be kind of in their face, and it's just much more likely that they are going to actually subscribe to your email newsletter, and that way you can grow your email list even faster. So I think it's a pretty powerful plugin, and I would highly recommend that you use it also. So the next thing that we're going to do is let's go over to Dashboard, and there's a couple of settings that we need to edit in our Divi settings here. So under Divi, we're going to click on Theme Options. And we're going to scroll on down. And these social media URLs, you want to fill all these out, right? So that these social media icons on your website are actually going to take your readers somewhere when they click on them, right? Because chances are that they are going to click on them once they start to become curious about who you are and what you have to offer. So when somebody clicks on this Facebook icon right here, you want them to be taken to your Facebook fan page, right? So I still have my fan page open right here, so I'm just going to copy that URL and paste it into right there. And you can also feel free to just enter your personal Facebook page URL. That's fine too. So for Twitter, I'm just going to open up my Twitter page. I'm going to copy that link. We'll paste that into there. And Google Plus. I'm going to copy that. And paste that into there. And for this RSS icon right here, what you want to do is, first of all, type in your website name or your website address. So this is going to be www.agreeneffect.com. Paste that into there. And then we're going to go /blog/feed. And that is it for that. So we'll scroll on down and click on Save Changes. The next thing that we're going to do is under Settings right here, just click on General. So your site title, you can kind of get creative with this if you want. Kind of look around at other blogs that are similar to yours, right, in a similar niche, in a similar kind of business model, and see what they've done. Just to kind of reverse engineer what they've done as far as their marketing goes. Don't copy them verbatim, but you can kind of get ideas off of other blogs and stuff, right? For this one, my site title, I'm just going to make it A Green Effect. And my tagline, here again, you want to get kind of creative. And it should kind of explain to people what it is that you do, what it is that you have to offer. What does your business and what do you stand for, right? So, I don't know. Helping to empower entrepreneurs. I don't know. It's not great copy, but for this demonstration, it'll be just fine, right? WordPress address, site address, we'll just keep that the way that it is. Your email address, I'm going to leave that as well. Yeah, and the rest of this looks just fine. So we'll click on Save Changes. So that is pretty much it for this video. Basically your settings and everything, your plugins are all set up now for your blog. I know that this video is kind of dry, right? It's not the most exciting thing, but it's just one of those necessary evils that you have to get done in order to have everything function properly, so that people are going to be able to just navigate your website easily and find what it is that they're looking for. So in the next video, we are going to go ahead and actually set up SumoMe, which is the very last plugin that we're going to set up. And after that, we are going to actually start creating some content. So that way we can start getting some traffic, start getting some people to our website, start building our list, and start making some money. All right, guys. So in this video, we are going to set up a pop-up in order for you to collect leads. So when somebody comes to your website, and they decide that they want to leave, and their mouse moves up here towards this exit button, then there's going to be a pop-up that comes up and tells them, wait, before you go, be sure to check out such and such, right? Whatever free gift that you're offering. Now, the plugin that I was going to use for this was this SumoMe list builder, but I was having a lot of issues with the plugin, and so I decided to just completely delete it altogether and just get rid of the headache and find something that works. And so I found a very simple one that I really like a lot, and it's completely free, so we are going to use that instead. So just go ahead and head over to your WordPress dashboard. And the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to completely delete this SumoMe plugin, right? So we're going to go over to plugins, and we're going to click on installed plugins. So let's scroll on down to SumoMe right here. We're going to click on deactivate and scroll down again to SumoMe, and we are going to delete it, get rid of it. I had very bad luck with it, so I don't want you to deal with that same frustration that I dealt with. So what we're going to do is we are going to click on Add New right up top there, and we are going to do a search for pop-up CC exit. And the one that you want is this one right here, Pop-up CC Exit. So we're going to click on Install Now and click on Activate. So let's go ahead and set this bad boy up. So right here under Pop-up CC Exit Free, we're going to click on Add New Pop-up right there. And so go ahead and you have 6 different themes to choose from right here. So just kind of choose one that maybe matches what the rest of your site looks like. So I am going to choose this guy right here. So I'm going to click on Activate. And then I'm going to give our pop-up a title. You don't really need to overthink this title. Nobody's going to see it but you. So I'm just going to call it main pop-up. And then we're going to click on settings right here. So pop-up status, we want it turned on, and show once per. I'm going to choose once per session. Now, there is a pro version of this pop-up, which you have to pay for. I'm not even sure what it is, but it just gives you a couple more options and a little bit more customization, right? But this free version is going to do you just fine. It's what I'm using right now, so that is really all that you need. So under display control, by role, we're going to choose all. Disable on. If you have any pages at all that you want to actually have the pop-up disabled where it does not come up, then you can choose those pages right here. But for this, the purposes of this video and the website that I'm building here, we are just going to not select any of those. So then what we're going to do is we are going to click on templates right here, and we're going to click on customize. And so under general right here, you can choose whether you want a small version of this pop-up or the big one. I think I'm just going to choose the small one right there. And this one right here, this customization, these options right here are only available in Pro. So that's fine. We're not going to worry about that. So we'll close that off. We're going to click on border, and here again, this is only available in Pro. So that is fine by me. Background, okay, this one you can actually change if you want to. I'm just going to keep it white for me personally. I like to keep it as simple as possible, so that way you know, it's not too busy and your user doesn't get distracted by all kinds of crazy backgrounds and colors and stuff. So we're going to keep it nice and simple. Fonts and colors, this stuff I believe is only available in Pro, which is fine. I think it looks good the way that it is. And under content, so this is where you're going to change this text right here and your call to actions and all that stuff, right? So So we'll just type it into there. So I'm going to bold that word right there. Join my free internet marketing bootcamp to discover how I am raking in thousands per day. And right here, we are just going to tell them exactly what we want them to do. So click the yes button below to get instant access to this proprietary information. We're going to make that bold right there. Now, this button to the left, when they click this button, you want your user to be redirected to a squeeze page, right? So a squeeze page is a page that has nothing for them to do on that page but enter their email address. Now, further along in this bootcamp, we are going to be covering more about squeeze pages and opt-in pages. So if you don't really know what that is right now, that's fine. If you do have a company page for a company or a product that you're promoting, and they provide a personal squeeze page for you to use, then you can enter that squeeze page into there. So when they click that yes button, they're going to be redirected to that page. So I am going to have my users be redirected to this squeeze page right here. So I'm going to copy that link and I'm just going to paste it right into there. And the no button right here, I'm just going to leave exactly what they have in here. And what's going to happen is when the user clicks no, it's just going to make the pop-up go away. And they're going to return to whatever content they were viewing on your site. So that is it. So we're going to click Save and Close. Click on Leave. And it says that this pop-up was published. So let's go ahead and visit your site and actually check it out and see what it looks like. So now, if I would want to exit this page, there is your pop-up. It just pops up right there. So if I like this copy and I'm intrigued about what you have to say here in your pop-up, then I might just click on that button right there, which takes me to the squeeze page. And if this interests me right here, then I enter my email address and I'm added to your email list. So that is how that works. And if I click on no, then the pop-up just goes away and I can keep on going about my merry business. So that is it, guys. Every single plugin is now installed on your blog. Your site is now completely ready for you to start to actually publish content, putting pages out there, putting blog posts out there. If you're creating videos, you can start putting those out there. You are now ready for that. So in the next video, we are going to cover a little bit of information about blog posts and pages and the difference between the two, and a little bit of common on-page SEO practices. And then we are going to create your very first blog post. Alright, so in this video, I am going to be showing you how to use the posts and the pages inside of WordPress So that way we can actually start to create some content and get this thing going. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the difference between a post and a page. So let's actually just head over to my personal blog here. So all of these articles here on the blog page are all posts, right? So whenever I create a new blog post, the newest post is always going to appear at the top of this page here automatically, and then the older ones just kind of get pushed down the list. Now, a page does not get added to this feed. So let's go ahead and take a look at my About Me page here. So this is just a static page. It's not added to my blog feed at all. So, when I created this page, it didn't just automatically get added to my blog page, right? So there's a couple of my main pages that I do link to up here in my menu. So I link to my Start Here page, obviously, my About Me page, and my Work With Me page. But there are certain pages that I don't link to anywhere on my blog, like my bootcamp training, the one you're going through right now, right? Because I don't want people to be able to just simply access the training. I want them to give me their email information first. I want them to get on my email list so that way I can follow up with them and market to them. So, I honestly don't have any links anywhere on my blog that link to the bootcamp training. The only way that that people can actually get access to my bootcamp training is by getting on my list. But obviously, you have the option of linking to any page that you want to, right? Via your menu up here or just any link that you create anywhere in your content, right? Now, another thing that I'll use pages for is writing product reviews. So I'll sometimes write reviews about products that I'm promoting or an opportunity or even other network marketing companies. And the main purpose of these review articles is to get people to opt into my list, right? But I don't want these reviews in my blog feed. I only want them to rank in Google. So that way when somebody actually searches for example, my top tier business review or is my top tier business legit, they're going to find that page in Google and land on my website. And the reason that I don't want these reviews to just appear in my blog feed is because, it can be very obvious for somebody to see what I'm trying to do, right? And when somebody is just kind of browsing my website, all that I want them to see is just value-based content. That is it, just content that answers questions and provides value that they're looking for, right? And so that's why I use pages to create my product reviews and blog posts to create my value-based content. So let's go ahead and actually create our very first blog post. The first thing that we're going to do, though, is that we're going to go over some just basic on-page SEO principles. So in order to get the very best results in Google and get Google to actually rank your content, or at least have a fighting chance of ranking your content, there are some things that you need to know when you're creating your blog posts and your pages. And feel free to take notes here. So, and the first of that is you want to use SEO-friendly URLs. So you want to make your URLs short and sweet, right? And you always want to include your keyword in your URL. So for this review right here, meetjohnnyfriesen.com/MTTB system review. And that's actually the keyword that I'm trying to rank for, right? MTTB system review. So when somebody searches that in Google and this page actually ranks, then they're going to click on that and land on this page and hopefully get onto my email list. So let's actually find us a keyword that we can rank for. Let's go to Google. And then you want to type in Google Keyword Planner. And we'll click on the first non-ad right here. And then you want to click on Start Using Keyword Planner. Now, depending on when you're watching this video, this Keyword Planner might look different. Google tends to do a lot of updates on their systems and stuff, but you should be able to quite easily find it if you just type it into their search engine there. So let's find a keyword that we can rank for. For the purpose of this video, we're going to use make money online. I would not recommend for you to really try hard to rank for make money online, because that is going to be one of the most difficult keywords in this industry to try and rank for. There's so much competition, so I wouldn't have you trying too hard to rank for this one, but for this demonstration, it'll work just fine. So right here is, you can see here, Make Money Online gets 10,000 to 100,000 searches per month. So that's a lot of traffic, right? If you would manage to rank for Make Money Online on the first page of Google, you would get a ton of traffic. You wouldn't even know what to do with yourself. But that is going to be an extremely difficult one to rank for. Now, here's a bunch of keywords that are very similar to that keyword, and these are going to have, some of these are going to have less competition. Like How to Earn Money Fast gets 1,000 to 10,000 searches per month. How to Make Money from Home, that again is a massive keyword. Let's see what How to Make Money Online gets. I'm assuming it's also going to be a massive keyword. Yeah, and it is. But for, like I say, for the purpose of this video, this will do just fine. So this is going to be the keyword that we're going to be optimizing our blog post for. So a couple of other things that you should know about optimizing your blog posts and your pages. You want to start your title with your keyword. So on my review right here too, MTTB System Review, it's the very first keyword that I have in my title. So that is another important factor to keep in mind. If you add modifiers to your title, words like whatever year it is, right? So 2017, or the best, or the word guide, or review. Those are keywords that get a lot of searches, and they tend to get a lot of clicks as well. So like right here as well, I have the word review in there. And the other thing that helps a lot for rankings is to use a lot of multimedia type stuff, right? So use a lot of pictures and videos and stuff like that, because that tends to really help engagement a lot. It tends to keep people on your page a little bit longer. And when Google sees that people are staying on your page longer, they are going to assume that you're putting out great content, and they're going to start pushing your rankings up near the top. The other thing too is your subheadings. You want to use H2 tabs, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. And if you can use keywords inside of these titles as well, that definitely helps a lot as well. The other thing about your keyword is you want to make sure to have your keyword within the first 100 words of your article. And you can see right here, I've got mine in my very first sentence right here, MTTB System Review. So that is also going to help Google to determine that that is what your content is about. So when somebody searches MTTB System Review, they're going to see, hey, this article is about exactly what they're looking for. So they'll tend to push those articles up near the top when people search for that term. The other thing is to use a responsive design, right? So a design that is going to work well on cell phones and tablets and everything else, which this one does, right? The way that we created this blog, it is very mobile responsive, so we have that part covered. The other thing too is to use outbound links. If you are writing an article and you know of somebody else's blog, or maybe a wiki page or something that is very related to what you're writing about, then feel free to actually link to those blogs and those other websites, even though they're not linked to within your own site. But Google uses that as well to determine whether your content is related to what your content is about, right? The other thing is use internal links. Link to other blog posts that you've written that are kind of similar and about the same kind of topic as what you're writing about right now. The other thing is boost site speed. You want to have your site functioning well and functioning quickly, loading quickly, and all that stuff. And we covered that when we installed all of our plugins. And you also want to make sure that your keyword is kind of naturally sprinkled throughout your article, right? You don't want to get out of hand with this, because if you're just spamming your keyword all throughout your content and it doesn't even read very well, then Google's robots are going to see that, and they are going to deem your content as spammy, and they're going to push them way down the rankings. So when I write a blog post, I focus more than anything, I focus on just quality. I focus on delivering the value and just making it so that it reads well, reads easily, and really delivers the content that reader is going to be looking for, right? And then once I'm done writing that article, then I will go back through the article and actually optimize it for the search engine. And I know that this might sound difficult to do, and it might sound like you need to be some kind of a internet marketing genius to do this, but remember we installed that one plugin, Yoast SEO. This plugin is going to make it very easy, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Image optimization. So when you upload an image onto your blog post or your page, it's very helpful to, before you upload it, rename that image to your actual keyword. So if you're trying to rank for make money online, rename your image to make money online and then update it or upload it to your site, right? And then you can also add an alt tag to your image and also make that your keyword as well. Social sharing buttons, that's another big factor, and we have that covered as well, right? We installed our Super Socializer plugin, so that covers that part. The other thing is you want to post longer content. You don't always have to write, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 word blogs and pages. You don't have to do that. You want to keep it at the very least at 300 words, but you also don't want to have, tons and tons of blog posts that are all exactly 300 words, right? All the exact minimum, because that's just doesn't look very natural. And you definitely want to have some longer blog posts in there. The longer ones do tend to rank quite a bit better. So just be patient and put out awesome, valuable content. So with that being said, let's actually go and create a blog post. So we're going to go and actually log into the back office of our WordPress website. Click on login. And then we're going to go under posts. We're going to click on add new. So for our title here, for our blog post, our keyword that we were trying to rank for is how to make money online, right? So we're going to start with that. How to make money online the easy way. So we don't want to always just make it look too blatantly obvious that we're trying to rank for this keyword, right? So we just want to kind of naturally work that keyword into the title and into the content and everything, so that way it reads well, right? Somebody that's just comes across your article and starts reading it is going to have no idea that you're trying to rank for that specific keyword, and that's really what you want. So then for our content here, I just am going to paste some dummy text into there. Just going to copy that and paste that into there, just like that. Now, when you're writing your blog post too, you can see that this is just one great big massive paragraph, right? And that is not something that you want because it looks messy, right? It's difficult to read. And so when I'm writing a blog post or a page or whatever it is, when I'm writing an article, I try to split things up into many kind of shorter paragraphs, right? You want it to be friendly on the eyes and easy to read. So that way people aren't going to get bored and just decide to go read something else or go watch a YouTube video or something. You want them to become very engaged with your content. And then we want to have, throughout the article, we want to have some H2 tags, like I mentioned before, right? So that is just going to be a heading 2 right here. So making money online isn't that hard. Now, making money online, this is not the exact keyword that we're trying to rank for, but it's something similar, right? So perhaps maybe we'll get some attention for this keyword as well. This particular one, probably not, because it's such a difficult one to rank for, but this is the principle that you want to apply when you're creating your blog posts. And then you also want to add images. So we're going to click on Add Media right here. And I'm just going to add an image that we've already uploaded. So right here is your alt text. So this is where you want to enter your keyword, right? So we were trying to rank for how to make money online. So now this image, I'm going to insert it into the post, and now this image is optimized. There you go. And you just kind of naturally sprinkle some images that are related to what you're writing about throughout your content, right? And if you are creating videos, if you have a YouTube channel, then definitely use that on your blog as well. That's also going to help for engagement, right? People like to watch videos. And so if people are watching videos on your website, Google is going to see that they're spending some time on your page, right? And that's going to definitely help your rankings as well. So this, you can see right here. Right here is Yoast SEO is telling us here how our SEO is. So if we scroll down here a little bit to the Yoast SEO settings right here, we want to enter our focus keyword. So how to make money online. This is the keyword that we're trying to rank for, just like that. And so now we scroll up here, and we can see that our SEO is not so good, right? The readability needs improvement, obviously, because this isn't even a real article. Our SEO needs improvement because we haven't really done a whole lot of work to it. So that's all fine. For this article, we are just going to publish it as it is. And then we're going to go over to my personal blog, and I'm going to show you a blog post that is actually SEO optimized. First thing that I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to create a new category. And I'm going to call it blog. I'm going to add that category. And then I'm going to add another category. So let's pretend that this article is about, I don't know, self-improvement. Just because we're just pretending here, right? This isn't a real blog post. So self-improvement. And then I'm going to, the parent category of this is going to be blog. So now I'm going to add this category. So now every category that is a subcategory of this blog one, whenever we create a blog post about one of those subcategories, then every page that is a subcategory of blog right here is going to show up in our blog feed, which is what we're going to set up in just a second here. So let's actually just publish this blog post now. And then we're going to go to appearance and menus, and we're going to make a quick change there. So right here, this blog one, we actually want to delete it from there, from our menu, and we're going to add a new one actually. So we're going to click on categories, and we're going to select blog right here, and we are going to add it to the menu. So now every time you write a blog post and you have it in a subcategory of blog right here, then it's going to actually show up in our blog feed. So let's just move it back to where it was right there, and we're going to click Save Menu. Now let's visit our site real quick, and we're going to click on blog. And you can see our very first blog post right here. So let's actually go to the back office of my personal website here. And we're going to go to posts. And we're going to click edit on this one right here. So I was trying to probably rank for how to make more money online. That's the keyword that I was going for here, right? We'll scroll on down here to Yoast SEO, and yes, how to make more money online. So that is the keyword that I was trying to rank for. Now, Yoast SEO here, what this is going to do is it's going to tell you what you're missing, right? In order to make your SEO better, it's going to tell you exactly what to do right here. So you don't need to know all this stuff. You don't need to get overwhelmed by all this stuff, because as you once you finish writing a blog post, then you just go down here and you just follow the instructions. Just do exactly what Yoast SEO tells you to do, and then you can create a beautifully optimized, SEO optimized page or blog post that Google is going to absolutely love. So that is it. That is everything. You are completely done setting up your blog and you are 100% ready to start creating content, to start getting traffic, start collecting those leads, and start making some serious money from your blog. So with that being said, if you're watching this on YouTube, then be sure to subscribe to my free Internet Marketing Bootcamp training. So that way you can learn how to make some money with your blog, and you can sign up for that bootcamp training in the description box down below this video. And if you're watching this in the bootcamp training, then you are completely ready to finally move on to the next lesson. I know this was a long one, but I appreciate you sticking with me, and I hope that you actually followed the instructions to a T, because I've showed you exactly what I do. So I hope that you got serious value from this training. I really did put everything I have into it. And so, yeah, I will see you in the next lesson. Have fun.